Hello. Can you hear me, everybody? Please let me know. I'm going to roll up something. We're going to have a token talk very quickly. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to pray. I'm not putting anything on the screen because it is absolutely corrupting itself. So, if you're joining me, please let me know. Say hi in the chat. Hello, everyone. Oh, what a fucking morning. Let's put it like that. So, I just did a live. And when I tried to do the live, let's see if this works. All right. When I tried to do the live this morning with the premiere, it didn't work. There were sound issues. And then when I tried to just now do a StreamYard live to let you guys know that there was issues, it didn't work. Hi. Hello. Is there sound? Can you hear me? Is the words coming out of my mouth and going to your brain? Because it's fucking irritating me. Can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me. Okay. So I was trying to say, and thank you, Brennan, for all your help. I really mean it. And all your friendship and all your awesome and all your other buddies. Meaning, hey, C-Fals, how you doing? Anyway, everybody. So I don't know why, because I pay the money and I am a good payer. I pay it right on time. So they shouldn't be treating me like this, StreamYards, I see what you're doing. You're giving me all these updates, but yet you're not giving me good quality sound. What's the fucking point of having a platform when they can't hear you? Anyway, I mean, I like visuals. Visuals are fun, but sound is important. And hour and 13-minute long podcast that I did with my dear friend was absolutely unusable. So at this point, I mean, I wasted hours yesterday I could have been spending with my kid, and then the day before that with my friend. If I knew, I'm so mad. It's not even funny. So, for all intents and purposes, this is technically a token talk. I'm only going to smoke real quick with you guys to calm the fuck down and to brace my points, because nothing I said on the last little tiny live even went through either. So, let's just hope this fucking goes quick. Please let me know. Yeah, they are doing. I'm not going to trade to another platform yet. I might need to have to do some fucking homeschooling and get the OBS up, because this is fucking stupid. I am extra mad. Anyway, we had such a great conversation, me and Jess. And literally, I was just now, after I finished that I think it's 13 minutes or something, maybe less than that. The live I just did with you guys a minute ago. I was going to upload it to my podcast. I can't upload these things when they're corrupt and nobody can hear me speaking. So, again, I want to just put out the right information. So there is a 16-minute long video that me and my friend did while she was here, Ladybug Love, aka Jess. But it was B-roll, meaning we're like talking over it, we're giggling. It's not a whole bunch of seriousness. Yes, there are some serious points, but there is not real conversation in that. I think what I remember is that I stopped the live recording as soon as we started getting pretty serious. So, can you hear me? I'm freaking out right now. That's not what you. What? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? What is happening now? There's no power tools. What are you talking about? I will stop this live now. There's the audio. No power tools. That's not your toothbrush. What are you talking about? I'm grinding up marijuana, cannabis. That's it. That's what you're hearing. That's not a drill. That's a poker and a roller. Okay, thank God. All right, so back to the point. Like I said, I am very fucking much. I don't know what the fuck's up. I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed about this whole situation. It's wasting energy. I will send you a link, but I'm not staying on live because too long. Because I really freaking, and I might lose you if I go out the damn place. Who knows? Let's see. Let's find out. Bullshit up in here. Is the sound great? I don't believe it. Not even a little. So, and I have points to make here. That's the reason I came back on. It's very specific. Ultimately, me and my friend want to do several parts of very serious discussions about California and the changes it has had. Pacific and hi, Sean. God, I'm so sorry to waste your morning's time this morning with the damn video that didn't even play. I can't believe it. The sound was gone. A whole hour and 13 minutes, nowhere. How has that even happened? And I remember looking specifically at I know I went into the StreamYards. I know that I clicked the button for the actual sound microphone. I know all that existed because at one point me and her had to mute and I clicked it off. So I don't know what or how or even if this is ever going to corrupt in the next 3 to 2 to 1 second. Pissing me the fuck off though. Let me just say. Hi.
Hey.
Very much wasted effort. Like this has never happened in the history of my podcasting. I don't even know how it could happen. So, and she was in a blizzard for a good, I think it was 8 hours, which should have been 4 to get home. Do you
Wow.
understand? Like, how
Yes.
fucked up is this? So, I know I can't reverse the clock, but I'm just very frustrated because you can't redo candidness, you know?
Yeah.
You can't. Like, I think the best thing we got was that few, let's just estimate, a guesstimate. It's probably 10 to like 5 minutes minimum of good content we got on camera. So they are really candid. The fern thing, she set up that. I've had that as like a hallway, that little spot that the picture we took with the ferns.
Uh-huh.
That was actually, were you able to hear that video at all, Brennan, when
The
I tried to
one.
play it?
No.
Oh my motherfucking God. Okay, here, let me see.
You were talking for a minute and then
It goes away. It's
yeah.
like I'm like a ghost in my own damn show. The fuck is
No,
this?
no, no.
Okay, I'm gonna see if it'll pull up the other one. It doesn't. It's like it doesn't let me share my teaser video either. Here, let me see.
Yeah. I um
Because it's two, and it's only a minute. It's supposed to be 2 minutes, so it's not even the right video. I'm not gonna try to pull it up, but I'm gonna try to edit as much as I can, and the ones that are completely edited. Everybody who's listening, even in the future, if it's appropriate to be putting on Mary Kennedy Blunt, then that's where that clip's gonna go because I don't know how else. I guess she'll help me get it
yeah.
off the ground. I'm just pissed.
Well, you can always have you tried to post it on Insta? Like do a live
Everything. I actually went back and listened to the audio on the actual StreamYard itself, and it was blocked out. Like I've never had to do that.
where
I've
y'all
never had
were
to actually go to the video and be like, "Did you work? Are you kidding?" It showed us bubbling.
did
It
y'all work
showed it.
off, your
It was
usual
only
stuff?
on my phone too. I
Okay.
didn't use my computer this time. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I guess you can't, if the setup works, you
Right.
can't deviate from the setup. It's a fucking baby about it.
There's probably just some things that you have on your phone or your computer that, are set differently. I'm sure
I
we
don't know
can
what it
make
was
it happen, yeah.
using sound wise, because that's exactly, you're making sense. That's what it would do. It'd say, okay, well, this microphone set here.
Right.
Yep, I don't know. I have all I know is that I'm very disappointed. And see, with Jess, she's not the type of person who even really has the time in the day
Oh, yeah.
to compartmentalize. Like we were joking by the end of that podcast, which there's a big possibility she'll jump in the chat because she does know what's going on. But on some real shit, I was like, hey, we can conclude this part 2 with you scrubbing toilets. And she gave all her favorite tips how to scrub toilets.
Nice.
She's a professional. She owns a cleaning company for Airbnbs and whatnot. Like she knows what she's talking about, and she's a fruits and of the earth hippie. So she was giving really good concepts, and also like it's silly to say it, but like that's probably how our podcast is going to be able to be done with her ever visiting is her doing something. So it makes me mad for her time and energy that it was just it was a waste of time. Like on those 2 days, we could have been doing other stuff. Like me and her 100% took a mini photo shoot, but I
Nice.
wasn't in the zone with it, and I can't release her stuff yet. I have to edit it, but I'm in the background talking to her about like, because the mural that's on my wall, she's like, you should be utilizing this shit. It's epic. Like, it's not even cannabis striking, so it's a fern. I literally,
Right.
I drew a fern on a wall, and then there's one hanging, and so she was like, "You're between the two ferns, and you can actually post this on TikTok and whatnot." So like, and she's the kind of artistic person, like we had talked about it in the podcast, that on some real shit, she never told me. She actually admitted it to me. I'm such a creative person, and all of you out there who are creative would understand. Even you, Brennan, I know you get this. You're social, I'm social, but I'm not always social. Like sometimes I fucking like peace, like you and everybody else. We have our moments. And she was saying that the only way she could get me to go to those photo shoots when I was like 19, which she has a lot of videos hidden. She's going to give me access to. I have some videos I'll be like in some way probably narrating what I can't,
Mhm.
get her to recreate. Like
Right.
she sent me the videos already, but I don't have the fucking podcast now to explain what I'm trying to show. So I'll have to
Oh.
narrate what is there. But they used to have windstorms in Palm Springs, and in this RV that was like basically stuck on their property, they would make YouTube videos of like bags flying in the air and shit like that. And so I'm probably gonna have to like that's the other thing. Last night I tried to post the actual video as well to the Mary and Joe Show's account. For some reason,
Mhm.
I cannot sign in on my computer. It's fucked. So my cell phone allows me to do it and to live stream like this. So what
Right.
I'm thinking is I'm going to have to just narrate. I'm going to have the video over here on Miss Chronic Chronicles and then play it as a narration or reaction and an ad to on that channel. I mean, that's the only way right now.
So you
Cuz
have
this
the
learning
video.
curve is bullshit. Go ahead,
You
sorry.
have the Sorry, you have the footage downloaded though, correct? Like you have stuff that you
Only
can look.
16 minutes, and it's
No.
probably I walked away from the camera at one point because we were like, let's make breakfast. So there's a good portion where there's nothing on there. We're just the chair is empty. So I have to
So
edit it.
yeah,
Yes.
that's what I was asking. If you have,
It's basically a short. It's
well,
it's not
hey,
it's
there you go.
B-roll.
Yeah, I
It's
know, I get
just
it. I'm
B-roll
just
though. I'm so sad
wondering if
about
there's footage there that's
there
downloaded,
is
that's
footage.
tangible, that you can see, that you can hear
Yep.
wherever for you.
She also gave me a whole lesson on lighting, and she told me do not spend another penny on some
Mm-hmm.
softbox lighting because I have apparently the best lights I need. I have those arm lights, from the 90s where you can bend them down.
Oh,
And
I
all
love
the
those.
lights I
That's it.
have are already remote controlled. Do you know I forgot I had them, Brennan? That's a funny brain.
We
The
were
ones I
talking
got
about,
excited about with you, I already had them in my lamp.
oh, really? The
Yeah,
one with,
didn't even
you can
remember. She's
change
like,
the
where's the
color.
fucking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then she fixed it and she went over and showed me, it was like a fundamentals of perspective. All
Gotcha.
right. She's like, so where's your shadows on your face? Let's point that out. We did the lesson. She
Okay.
knows her photography very much so, but she would do it out of fun. She's
Right.
someone who does not want to go professional. And that was something we talked about where, like, unfortunately, I didn't know, but she will talk about, hey, Nick, big hugs, girl.
Well,
I had a bad situation. My video of an hour and 13 minutes just didn't have any fucking sound with a friend who came into town over 13 hours to just do this, and it didn't fucking happen. So, yeah, funeral
well,
services.
that's the thing though. I mean, as long as she doesn't want to go professional, sometimes it's
No, but
when
it's
it's a
important
job.
because she has been you have to understand, she's been my cheerleader.
Right.
Before I had been healed of my hep C and before I had my surgery and before I had diagnosis of the GI issues, that's a big conversation we had about how She reminded me, she was like always very honest about how can somebody kick that guy? Just get rid of him for good.
Let me see.
I don't even know what that is, but yeah. I love
Um,
you, Nikki. We got to get together, girl. I know you're busy yourself. But yeah, I apparently from what I understand, she's not happy in Montana anymore and she might be moving to Colorado. So like I might have her a little closer, but we don't know. And life has these transitions. We all go through it and I think that's what she reminded me is like it's okay to grow out of your old pants, but like she's somebody I will be devastated when I don't care how old I'm going to be. If I die when I'm 90, I'm going to be devastated as a human being that she's not in this world anymore. Her just existing in this world, much like yourself and others that we know in our lives, make my living worth it. I'm serious. And that's something that we're able to say to each other to our face, but it's not on recording now. Maybe a little, I don't know. She reminded me of some of the foolishness we did in our 20s, and that was good. She talks about the french fry thrown out the window that I have the video. Apparently, I was a big influence to her too. I didn't even realize of just encouraging her to have a voice. So it's kind of funny because as we gotten older, I've switched roles.
well, you've known her more than
Since
half
I
your
was
life.
since I was 14.
Exactly. You've known her almost 2/3 of your life.
And like my son, when I mean her presence in his life is huge because I guess it makes more sense why his mom's so like creatively silly, and it's a mirror for him to see another person who's just like his mom with the silly. Like the kids, her kids are not always with us when we hang out. When she comes into town, sometimes they're usually home, depending on the season. And this time, her oldest was like literally watching us laughing because of course, they're the children and we have like a language. You understand that with the friends. Like
Yes.
it's very different. Like, okay, so mac and cheese episode, you guys have heard that one. Mac and cheese need to meet Ladybug Love. That has not happened yet, okay? But they're such good energy. And I am literally on my way to eat dinner with Ladybug Love and mac and cheese. I'm like, oh, we should. I'm so sad you don't get to meet her. And she's like, oh, darn, she can't take some time. I'm like, no, she can't. And then Ladybug Love, out of the universe, out of nowhere, says, do you know a good Thai food restaurant? Now, I'm not that bitch. Okay. I don't know that. I've eaten it the last time in 2007.
Right.
I've only had it one other time and it was a date and it was a weird incident and I did not like the food. But
Uh,
so I would have never thought of that, right? But my friend Mac and Cheese, oh my God, that would have been her first fucking conversation. And she eats at this one place close to us. And it would have been like her being in the car saying it. And I was freaked out. So I bring out the phone and I voice message on Facebook to my mac and cheese friend. I'm like, oh my God, say hello to Jess. This is so weird. Like, she just brings out the first. I said, what even? And I wanted a candid response. I was like, Jess, what was even the reason for you bringing that up? And she's like, oh, I don't know. I just thought that needed to exist right this second. And that's what I mean. There are just these interest, and you know that, Brennan, in your own well-being. Like, you don't say I'm sorry for how weird you may be.
no,
Like you said,
absolutely.
the lady on the roof screaming. What is it? The
Five
world's gonna
days
end.
on the corner.
Yeah,
I'll
on the
scream
corner.
it for 5 days. It might sound crazy at the time, but eventually it'll catch on or it won't.
She has been the first person in my ear to tell me your music is good. Why are you selfish? She's the first person in my world who was like, here, put this mask on and now take a picture. Because I didn't want to do photography, like dressing up in
Yeah,
dresses and
yeah, yeah.
feeling whatever. I needed a mask to feel okay with it. And I'm sure C-Fals understands that shit for real. It's weird. Like it's not my face that keeps me. It's me looking at my face that keeps me. It has nothing to do with anyone else. It's my own view of me. And she and I were talking very deep about that this is like when you finally get to a point where now I'm looking back at the old pictures and releasing them on Fansly and OnlyFans and other things like that, which are the exact pictures this person took, which we talked about that. She also brought up, which I can never get this moment again, but here it comes. Hopefully, I can at least by saying it here get it to be spoken again. But here it comes. I did not realize how fucking important she was in my life from saving me. And we brought you up, Brennan and C. Fells, in this episode because of it. Um, Saving me from not being fucking trafficked the day that that man stole my pictures. The first guy, the
Mm-hmm.
photographer, because I didn't remember until she was sitting right next to me, reminding me that he gave me a lot of alcohol that day. He was trying to
Right.
make me shit face, and she was the driver. And she's like, "No, I'm driving. No." And she didn't really drink, and I didn't either. But I was trying to like fit in. I was no, not 19. I was 22 years old, maybe 21, maybe. I mean, I was young but I wasn't naive. I just was trusting. And she's like, I remember we got out of that place so fast. I think I left clothes at his house. Like I just out, you know? And we got in the car. She says, I remember we got in the car and I was like, this man is no good. He's probably going to steal your pictures. I feel it. There's something bad. Never ever. And then it all came back to me. If she had not sat next to me, reminded me that I actually had been groomed by that photographer by being first hired as his personal assistant. And then I was supposed to help him find girls. What
Yeah,
a
that's
fucking
where they get
Epstein.
you. They make you.
Yes.
The grooming process is very
Oh, yeah.
real and seems
He
very
worked with me
relevant.
for months. Like, somehow my brain didn't remember that. Old people syndrome. But he worked with me for months. I got a paycheck, a cut paycheck on the facade. It looked real. Okay.
Hmm.
And then she reminded me, we went to his house after you didn't get your pictures back. You were going to knock on the door. You go there and it's fucking for sale. Like it was a rental unit being used for this fucking scheme. This guy
Oh
was
yeah.
using women in Orange County. He found on Craigslist, which is how he found me. And
Hmm.
Craigslist is a very reputable place back in the day, believe it or not, for Los Angeles and Orange County people. But she made me remind me that until I lived in Pasadena or in Long Beach, I was Orange County 100. I thought everything was fucking perfect because it looked that way.
Well,
Like,
they have a way of convincing you that everything's okay because they start out pretty slow with the ones they
right.
think are
Oh,
long
you know
term.
why? I know why he picked me. I was fucking educated, working in offices, had that clean, your pants look perfect, your heels are perfect,
I've been
you
there.
got jewelry on all,
Yeah, I've
the
been there. I was
metairie
that
New
same
Orleans look.
person. I was
Oh
that
yeah.
same
I looked
person.
great. And I didn't even pluck my eyebrows back then. Like I was so about like the natural look, but like wearing a lot of makeup, but not plucking your eyebrows.
They can feel that inner brokenness because
It's
that's
the
how
fucking uh
the empath
it's almost like a
vampires.
virgin, but not. It's just the untouched. I was untouched at that point.
Yeah, because you're throwing your knowledge into all the things you loved and you don't want to face your inner
Kind of.
demons, which I can relate to. And those people can see that and they prey off that.
She's the reason that okay, so this guy, I went on my own and started doing photography, finding model mayhem, Craigslist. I think I look in the Penny Saver because there's always stuff like that. Penny Saver is
Yep.
like a magazine you use in Los Angeles. It's kind of, I don't know, it's like a local magazine. It's very good. Anyway, that I did what I could. I was guerrilla marketing all the way. She
Hmm.
reminded me that I was defeated by one person who took advantage of me, but I was smart enough to be like, you have to come with me.
Right.
And she said, I was smaller than you, even though I was taller. She's like 2 inches taller. I'm 5'2". She's like 5'4".
She
But
meant
she's like,
something different.
she was probably 94 pounds and I was like 130. Okay. No, I was 140. Okay. I was bigger. And that was part of it. I was like trying to be okay with the modeling thing, being a bigger girl in Los Angeles, in that the whole thing. And people used to tell me, get some tattoos and you would make it. And I was like, no. They'd be like, you could be the bombshell badass girl stuff. And I was like, no, I was still believing in God at that point, like in that way. So I didn't fit into that category, but she reminded me that like I was the friend that I didn't look at. She never said it. I said this in the interview. So I'm just going to try to compartmentalize so we can retouch on it on the next one. But she was really adamant that, like, I took my Louise. I used to hold the door open for people at like
I still
Seven
do that.
Elevens, and they would freak out. And she witnessed it. And she's the one who told me stop saying hello to people. And I was like, oh, how could you say that? Because she was somebody who would go out in like Venice Beach and do free hugs. Like,
Yeah,
I couldn't understand how she could tell me, don't be nice to strangers, you know?
I'm
But it
nice
was
to everybody still, like overly nice. It's
like,
I don't
okay, I'm
know.
going to ask you something because you would really understand this. So, being in Texas,
Mhm.
you know that you can smell a bullshitter a mile away, right? I know you
Well,
can. I
well,
don't even
fuck
need to
yeah.
ask that, but it's a real thing. So,
Well, sometimes you
they want
can.
something, they're selling you something, they want it for their narcissism or they want it for their actual pocket,
Mm.
right? They want something
Oh
in
yeah, I
Texas.
relate to that real hard
Okay.
right now.
Right. And I'm in the West. I look at it like the Wild West. You're in the Wild West. I'm in the Wild West. The South is very different. The West
Mhm.
Coast mentality, you said you lived in California
I
for a
did.
period, right?
Mhm.
Okay. But I'm going to say it. It's not the same since 2011. That's what me and
I
her
just
realized.
told Seafels that the other day. I was like, it's not the same.
It's
Like,
dangerous. You want to live in an armpit? Go. It's like living in, um, okay, before Skid Row was as big as it is now across the country, it
uh,
was like Skid Row was like New Orleans in the 90s. 100%.
yeah, Skid
Just as dirty.
Row is
Like
you
tent
you and
cities have
I.
keep coming back up, but that's not the point here.
No, no,
It's
no, no,
the
no. Yeah,
mentality of like
the hustlers
low
and the
class.
bullshit
Okay, so and
smellers.
then so she and I were talking about how in 2009, I believe it is when she 2008 or 2009 is when she decided she had a good fucking stable job. I didn't know this. I'm going to reiterate as much as I can, but
Man,
she'll clarify it on the next episode. But apparently, she had taken her pension out, her and her soon to be husband, to be able to go travel the world. They were going to get a boat. Initially, I remember them asking me. See, I was already in a stage of health at that point that she wanted to take care of me.
right,
She wanted me to move in and Rachel, I'm gonna take care of you for the rest of your life. And I was
right,
like, no, as a friend, I don't want to lose you. That's a fact what happened.
right,
And she was like very much respecting me for never like there were times that I depended on her and needed her, but it was for the things like help me pack my shit, you know?
yeah, but
I
she
didn't
doesn't
ask
use it
her.
against you, right? Doesn't hold it over your
No,
head.
fuck no, that's
Exactly,
not something that she
exactly.
would
That's the
okay.
difference.
She would look at me and say, this is for your welfare, I care. It
Right.
wasn't for I want to control your life because I can. That's not a friend, you know?
No, it's not a husband,
So,
it's not a friend, it's not anybody that you
no.
want nothing to do with.
And what we used to do back in the day is like, okay, she did say on ones, and I'm bouncing around only for a real good point. After Katrina happened, I had been living with my mom. By the way, this is so fucked up because all of the shit that we talked about would have helped the podcast that I'm going to do with you guys on the 11th. It was so great because I met her when I was 14. She is the exact reason that I got out of the music issues. She was the one who was like, I would like hum a song that I had heard on the radio and passing through a gas station, right? And
Mhm.
she knew, and the first one that I ever like remembered a little bit of, because I remembered the video, I just could never figure out the song. And it had played in my brain for fucking years. We're talking sheltered kid, not the music she wants, and she's got a song in her head. That's it. She hid it away like fucking on Frank on the wall. That was how bad it was. Okay. I couldn't even
Right.
tell anyone I liked these people. But I had like said the lyrics, take me down 6 feet underground, a ground beneath the something or other. Lay down low, nothing to go. And she knew. She's like, that's Six Underground. That's Sneaker Pimps. Are you kidding? She pulls out a CD. She's like, no, 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 no. You got to understand this. Okay, now you need to know Portishead. Now you need to know Sia. Now you need to know this and that. And she had opened my mind. And um, there's some songs I posted on Instagram this last night actually, and they're very old songs. The Maloka, Bring It Back. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, 6 underground. I if this person had not, if Jess had not introduced me to that, I wouldn't have healed for some things. Some of these songs I heard the first time, I cried like a baby when I heard it the first time. Not like
Mm.
after. I mean, it touched me.
Like
It did something.
Modest Mouse touched you, like that
Uh-huh.
piece?
And
Okay.
she she would feel like it's medicine that you need to pull out the cabinet. Like as in the stoner community, it's the bud that, okay, you got to smoke it with this person. Like
Yeah,
that.
I totally understand.
Yeah. And so we were talking and kind of having that moment of like, well, because I did not realize in her journey that she had come to a point in this crossroad, like bringing it back to now, that she's just not wanting that Snowden experience anymore. When they had the flash floods come through Montana, if you guys know what I'm talking about, please let me know in the comments if you do. The flash floods, I didn't even know. She's not somebody that tells me her struggles. That's the sad part. She
Yeah,
just holds it in. I'm the same fucking way. We don't ever talk to each other and complain about shit. We just really care. Really
same.
fucking care. Yeah. So, and but the flash floods happened overnight. Do you understand? Her children woke up to the roads just gone. And this is a town of like 85 people. They depend on the tourists. And since then, nothing's been the same. The wildlife isn't the same. Everything is not the same. And in Montana's history, if they've never had it like this. So this is showing her that Montana is going to start changing too. It's not just a, okay, now I leave. It's a, I can't deal with this. Like, how much money does it take to actually keep a house warm in the 90% winter time? I'm sure even Seafowls
Yeah.
understands that shit. It's impossible to survive. You're basically surviving to survive that climate.
Oh, yeah. Well, I
And
mean, as far as that goes, I don't know. It's
well,
humid and disgusting down here, so it's almost
she
like
has some
Louisiana.
property in Arizona, which she talked about on the
Mm,
podcast, which I'm sure she'll talk about again. Because I encouraged her to come on a episode and talk to you guys about
nice.
sustainability ways, how you can get yourself into buying property, maybe the tiny house living, which I know you're
Yep.
interested in.
Yep.
They know everything about it and more. It's crazy how educated they are. That in their RV, they had solar panels. They
Yeah.
had were growing 2 large plants. I thought it
Nice.
was more. It was
What
interesting.
sign is she, Rachel? I'm sorry.
She's a
That's what
Sagittarius,
I thought.
and
That's what I
she's the
thought.
most
Is she a
feminine.
cusp?
No, she's on. She's born 2 days before my son, so she's
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I got
wait,
you.
no, the day before. She's December the 6th. But
Full on.
yeah, she is a Libra moon sign, I think, and I
Oh,
don't remember. I might be wrong on those. I think
well,
it's
that
an
would
Aries.
explain
The
her
funny part
artistic
is
ability to
her
explain.
chart. Oh my god, she just texted me. She's understanding. Yeah, and this is weird. Okay, so what we talked about on our chat is that on many occasions the universe has fucked with us. Back in the day when it wasn't really a conspiracy, it wasn't really a known fact. We didn't really know. We were talking about two things. The chemtrails, she's like, that's not natural. That's a straight line. I can really believe that's not natural. They're not just dumping moisture on us. Like, no, why are they going in zigzags? She talked about that on some real levels, which she had tried to join the Peace Corps, and then she found out all the other conspiracy with that shit. So she has a lot to speak about, which she did speak about, which we'll have to just take it in parts. But the reflection side of it, and also realizing that like it's a dream that you can constantly build for to live in California, to have the old nostalgia, but everybody's nostalgia is different. Like
Yeah.
somebody may move to California and think they're getting the 1970s my girl experience.
Yeah,
And then
the
you get another one who comes
Liberace
there and
and
wants fucking Johnny Depp 1992. It
no,
doesn't exist anymore, guys. Like,
no, I
let's be
was
real.
there. I was
If
there
you
throughout
want
4
a
different
homeless
parts of my life.
crisis and you want a stimulus check, and I'm independent over here, so I'm saying that. If you want if you want a chance to lose your life with a forest fire any month,
Oh, yeah.
arson related, and I don't mean the forest just lit up, it's mostly arson. I mean, that's just me being my own
Yeah.
opinion, but like it's not the same experience. We had talked about how I love and miss the days when the laws weren't so strenuous in California and you would have like you would see people hotboxing, and it was totally a normal thing. We were
Yeah.
talking about how we drive down the freeway and come on, what's the it's a Friday night and we're feeling, the 1990 song. It's Friday night and we're
We're
feeling,
feeling right.
yeah,
Da, da,
that
da,
song,
da.
and smoking a blunt
I
in the
just
front
saw
windows.
Heather
It
B. Hello, hello, Heather B.
or uh California party song. What's the fucking Tupac song? That was the thing. Or the Sublime. Even her and I were talking about how when we'd go to Garden Grove, it was like change CD, you know, because at the time the little Zooms were the only thing around. I think. Is that right? Zoom, the company that made the iPod, the Android version of it. What
Zoom.
was? Is it Zoom? I don't remember what it was.
Zoom is like a PayPal XOOM,
No,
and then
no, a
Zoom.
different. I don't remember what it is.
Zoom is a video call type
Nope. There
thing.
was another a piece of like MP3 player that was some kind of thing. But
Oh, oh yes, that.
yes, I thought it was a Zoom. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't
Anyway,
know. I lived in NOLA. We had to pirate our stuff. I never did
we did
anything.
like people didn't have CD players really anymore except I at the time.
Hmm.
And so people, yeah, you would plug your phone in eventually, and that's how we would play our music. But in
Oh
general, even
gosh,
the
no,
internet wasn't
yeah.
really fucking good in the
Well, no,
area
because
in
it went from
California. You had to have a whole good plan,
what year are we
or
talking?
I'm talking 2005 on
Okay, cell
to
phones are
like
just becoming
2012. 2012 is when you could
2005.
get
Cell
Wi-Fi really
phones
good
were
everywhere.
Nokia, the bricks,
Yes. Well, I had Garment phones or the T-Mobile or what's the fuck?
the Sidekick. Do you remember that
I
one?
never got that. I got
Oh
the
God, that
Hilda
was a
phone.
terrible invention.
Yeah, but as the comments are flowing in, I see you guys. Yes, California, to be real with you, it's just if me and her, we weren't the kind of people that could live in a place that was fake.
Yeah, it's so
We
fake.
can't
No
fucking pay
matter.
into that shit. Why could we stand by? Okay, she was talking about voting and how she was never a person, her mother was never a person to encourage her to vote. Yet even as a hippie, she was like, yeah, yeah, vote, vote. And now she's like, what's the fucking point? She lives in Montana. She's very aware that like she was the one that taught me the concept of like if you're not friends with your neighbor, you're gonna die. In
Well,
Montana, if
in
you're not friends with your
Montana,
neighbor, you will freeze to death, you will starve, there will be things that go down. And because there's not a real revenue there anymore for her and her family to really thrive anymore, it's now becoming like they're built into a system that's almost like a prison mentality. That's not her
I
words, it's
understand.
mine. So
No,
I'm
I can visualize it.
I mean, she gave me a lot of pointers. Let me just say this, Bryn, on the car buying thing, because she's in that snow climate. Like I
Nice.
said, I need a
Yes.
car that can get to Canada. She
Right.
gave me a lot of pointers, and I think I'm going to go look into the Hearst rental purchase pre-owned and see about that, because apparently they work really well with financing too. I don't know if you guys have experience, but
Yeah. The
I'm going to look
best.
into that.
Yeah,
And
you need try to. They have them like uh the best thing.
she said they're
Personally,
so
yes,
well
she's right.
maintained.
She's right, but I would
I
get one
know.
from down like here or
Yep.
Oklahoma that doesn't have the rust or any of the salt
No,
that's
no, I
been
wouldn't
on the
be getting
road.
it any. No, it'd be. Yeah, I don't know. She even was pushing me to get a truck because she's like, "Why aren't you thinking about flipping furniture?" And like, I was like, "Bitch, shut up, stop
She's
it! Don't give me good
yeah.
ideas." She's always been that friend who's, you know, supported me through the way. But it's just a weird situation because, like I said, ultimately, if this situation didn't have come about in our little conversation, I would not have had the realizations I do now that I'm definitely on my path. Like she reminded
You
me
are.
I was the one doing all these. Like when we look back, and you guys will see it when I share the content. I have links. I just have to worry about putting them together now. But when you see the videos that she's edited or the concept, she's a visual artist. She was very influenced by Bijort. And if you guys know that kind of performance art with color and movement and sound,
Oh
and
yeah. That's
she was huge into it. Like, I mean, it was basically Modest Mouse from her bedroom and Bjork. And the potato conversation, we did have that. I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive that one is caught on visual, but apparently I was so brazen to hide a microwave in the house underneath the sink because we weren't supposed to have any microwaves in the house. We were living with each other. And ultimately, she was still in the house, like coloring or doing something in her room when I had done cooked this potato, made her a meal, and she was like, "You have messed up the chi of the potato. What did you do?" Like, this was the interest. And then water, being openly open about how, keeping water in cars is
Oh, yeah.
dangerous, or that not all water is created equally. She was
It's not.
very much made me aware, because I really thought, honestly, Brennan, that like Louisiana water was probably the best shit out there because it was like the best filtration that they tell you that's out there. It's just it's
Yeah.
done miraculous things to get rid of shit from the water. That's all it is.
You have to do a lot of miraculous things to get rid of anything in that water.
Even Denver water, when I lived in the 90s back in actual Denver, the water tastes good, but I have been back since then. It doesn't taste good anymore. Like everything is tainted in one way or
Water
another.
is, they had that, remember that zero filter where it showed zero, you could test the water and everything, and it was guaranteed to have zero I don't know. I'm with her on that. Water,
Yeah.
there's
Well,
so
she
much
said she
marketing
said
for
the only
water.
thing
It's like,
we
why?
really can do today, and you agree, she's a no vaxxer,
Uh-huh.
and
Right on.
that was big reason why she left California. And I remember her, you know, she wasn't somebody in my life ever, and I hope she hears this soon, but she wasn't anybody ever in my life who could tell me something and I was like, oh, she's losing it. Nope, nope, that wasn't it. Most of the time I was like, oh, it's valid then if she's saying it, damn it. Like
I respect that because I left a job that didn't even know how long I
yeah.
had been there because of vaccinations and it, just the
She
mm,
is also somebody who, people can make, I don't know how to put this. If people, and we had talked about it, so we will definitely retouch on this, but people in your life, it could even be family members. Like if you have a brother who's maybe a little bit out there, or a sister who's a little bit bygone to be bygones, like if you can see people make decisions for themselves that you see they actually learn from versus downgrade their self, like it doesn't
mm,
matter where a person lives, okay, but it does matter if a person takes care of themselves or the people they love, like in abusive
absolutely.
situations or something like that. And me and her, I didn't remember because I wasn't there at those pill parties that we mentioned on Mexican American episode.
Yeah.
Jessica had been there, and I have some pictures I'm okay with sharing in the future from those parties, which they'll just show the colorfulness of everything. But she was saying that as soon as people started using, that's when she started leaving too. And I told her it was like the over sexualized stuff that was going on in the room. I was like, I don't need to sit next to somebody who's getting it on. That's just not cool. The couch is moving. This is fucking weird.
I don't
And
know, yeah.
there were sex parties, like for real sex parties, like the actual 1970s style. Like you take the person's keys, they gave you a pill, you're able to go wherever you wanted on the house, and just it was crazy.
I'm
And
very happy that she came around when because I know that you like
yes,
to have the aesthetic appealing things, and I know you were not struggling, but you were
no,
contemplating color and schemes and all that with your
right.
decor.
Oh, she did give me some. Okay, so guys, there will be so many fucking pictures and videos. And yes, it will be similar to the trading spacious thing. I hope Heather's listening, because she does agree that I should do more murals. And what I visualize is like Jurassic Park meets Honey I Shrunk the Kids. So
Ooh,
some of my
no more, no Alice in Wonderland?
I mean, there will be some, but that's going to be outside when I do um the little shroomy tables
Oh,
that I'm
you
going to
were
make
telling
outdoors, but
me.
I'm going to get pleather so that I can make it
Nice.
waterproof. But
Is Heather B out there? I can't see the comments.
do you want to come on, Heather? You're welcome to. We're not going to stay too
She's
much longer, but I'm more so like I have to figure out how to schedule myself to not be upset with myself for making it so much better for you guys, because that's what it is. Like I will admit, Heather B did such a good job on the t-shirts, and I've already had like 3 people in my network
no. She's
who
making me
want a
one right
shirt.
now. She's making my lamp shirt. We just
Oh,
talked about,
yay.
well, I think we've been talking about it a little bit, but we've got some I was looking into some glow in the dark.
Nice. Please, we need glow in the dark. That's about it. Yes.
You know me, I like
That's a great
black
idea.
lights and black light posters and lava lamps.
Right. Hey, maybe we should look into reversing those letters so we could
Right?
play with the mirror because I'm really about it. Like, have shirts that do give you
Oh
another
yeah, where you
message
can
in the
see
mirror.
it's different in the mirror. I was
Yep.
looking at all kinds of t-shirt designs, and we saw the funniest ones that made me think of you.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
many people is like, I like people, I just don't like you. Um,
Right.
there was
No,
all
no.
kinds of
Okay,
just
so like going back to that, it's
crazy.
a very good point to just bring up to segue it back.
Right.
I did not remember that my social anxiety after Hurricane Katrina was so bad that I couldn't go to a restaurant without being on the phone. I
That's
was,
me too, Rachel. That's how I handle my
oh,
anxiety. I have to
I'm
talk
not
it
that
out.
person anymore. I actually feel like California gave me so many bad looks that I just fucking got it into gear and I was like, put the phone down, eat your salad. You know, like I hate to say it like that, but I I've become so independent that I don't know how to even acknowledge half the time that because that's the thing. When she walked in my house, she's like, I trust her, but anybody else who'd walk in and be like, let's move this lamp, let's move this chair.
Right.
She knew what I needed to just make it that much better. And when we sat down, I couldn't have done that on my own. I know that's weird. You move the fucking tripod back, you move the lamp. I
Mhm.
didn't see it that way. So
You need
she's
a
like,
fresh set of eyes
oh
that
my
knows
God,
you.
she's the light to my fucking surface. Like, I didn't
Absolutely.
know. I didn't know. And when she sat down and was like, I know that we're getting old. She didn't say it that way. She'll so correct me, but I felt that way. She was like, you know that your light perspective is what you need to work on. She sits back and pulls my phone out. She's like, where's your phone? Let's see the camera. All right, where's your dark shades? Where's your because I'm an art school major. I look at everything in pieces and puzzles. I don't look at a tree as a tree. I see a triangle. A
Absolutely. You
green
try to find
triangle,
the
bitches.
yeah,
Yeah.
for
So
sure. I know that about
yeah,
I can
I'm
see
very
her
it's
just
and it and
totally
if I had
walking
not
in
went to
there.
art school, I probably wouldn't look like I'm like autistic or something. And I'm not. It's just
Well,
super
I feel
fucking
like she has
creative.
a way of explaining you to
Yeah.
you because you're are independent. And like I was saying, I deal with my
Right.
anxiety by talking because I get anxiety over my thoughts.
See, that's sad,
So
and
I
I
have to
understand that.
talk
It's
it
a
out.
fucking Libra life.
But I have did when she walked in your house, did she, it's I know you well enough to know trusting her that y'all could pick up if y'all haven't talked in 10 years like nothing happened. Just
Well,
where you
first
left off.
off, she had cuts and wounds all over her, and I was like, "What the fuck
Many
happened to you?"
questions, right.
Because yeah, and I like she wouldn't have her okay, her bangs are cut straight like pinup, and I was like, "When the fuck did you start being so cute?" And she's like, "It's hiding a scar." I'm like, "From what?" She's like, "I cut wood and it hit me in the head." And I'm like, "Oh my God." And then the other one was she slipped and fell. Like it's all the area is beating her up. Okay. Literally. She's being beaten up
By the
by like
elements.
nature.
Right.
Okay. Straight up. They had a car, a bear ate it. Like it ate it.
Yeah,
Went
I
inside
can
and
see
tore
that.
the yeah, man. Didn't it was locked. It just had a snack in there.
Real life problems.
Yes. Okay.
That's
They have three kids. The 5-year old, and I'm not speaking on anything I can't, but the 5-year old is the most unique little badass little bitch I've ever seen. Okay. She's 5. And
yeah,
my son is like an angel that walks into a room and he's like, let me give you love and let me give you like they're totally different personalities, but they're also my son's not feminine. It's just he's so loving.
he's
It's
intuitive
he's a
with well,
feather. He's a
you know
and
our two are the same age and they're a lot alike in the sense of it's gonna be a romancer. Like
right. No, like
every
my
girl should have a candy necklace or every girl should have
exactly. You okay,
a
tell him. Tell them what happened. Because you haven't said anything. I didn't know if you
I
got
have
I
not
didn't tell you
because
everything.
it's been very sensitive, as you know. I don't have them right
I
now,
know
going
that.
through all the things of the narcissism, people that have deeper pockets. But no, this wonderful, lovely young gentleman that Miss Chronic raised, um, on the day of the love.
Yes.
Um, we had a little back and forth, and our two, uh, my oldest and hers, they have their little thing. I'm not going to go into detail because that's our personal business. But
Right.
as far as the interaction, um, this was their first like legitimate Valentine's Day per se, like to really understand what was going on. The both of them together, the
Right.
four-year
And
old
my
and the
son's
7-year old.
7. Yeah.
And yes, but our two 7-year-olds, hers said he wanted to give them roses and that every girl deserves a candy necklace
That's right. And a
and
flower
and
and a
flowers.
card and
Yeah,
yours. Hopefully, the older
ab-
got the chocolates because that was part of
absolutely. It's
it.
all
He said,
here.
and a chocolates with flowers because you
Oh, well,
can't skip on that.
that's what the thank you card and the dinner date was for.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's what that was for that.
That's awesome.
But
Yeah, we
either way,
haven't been able to do it yet. We've
well,
been
that's what that was for.
right.
We've been busy. Life's been busy,
That's
but
I get
that
it.
little
Right.
gentleman,
No, but my son, yes, and he
my
doesn't have
lord.
a dad around showing him that. I'm the
But
woman being like, this is what a woman needs.
well, and
That's
then
it.
we had some issues with mail and all that stuff, but when we got them, I did a live reaction
Oh,
when
I didn't see it. I'm so sorry.
you didn't see it.
No.
I did the live reaction of them opening the roses to send to him so he
Oh,
could see it.
that's awesome. I'm sorry.
I'll
And
have to
that's a
resend it.
fucking nightmare. You'll
I'll
have
have
to
to
resend
resend
it.
it.
Yes.
Yes, but it was epic. So
Yeah, my son is very much okay. So I can't
no,
share
yeah,
the.
Rachel, you have. It's the pictures of the roses.
Oh,
Remember?
that one.
Yeah, the reaction to that. Because we couldn't get them in the mail in
Yes,
time,
that was it
and I
before
took a
the
picture. Yeah,
fax. Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
yes. But the candy necklace was not seen supposedly, or the chocolate. I hope it was good. We were hoping.
Um,
And the
well,
rings. He sent them rings too, guys. It wasn't just
no, no, no,
he
no.
tried
They're
to make it
just so
fair.
you know, Rachel, they haven't even gotten to open it. They haven't been
Okay.
here.
Well,
So,
when they do, I need to see.
of course, it's still in the
Yes.
bag.
Yes. Tim
Yeah.
is like very, very important. Like he's all about like, mom, let's put it in the budget for every month. We're gonna send packages to everybody. And I'm like, I'm not Oprah. I wish I was.
Oh God. Oh,
He's
don't get
so
me
funny
started with
though, but
the
he really
Oprah
does. So now
giving out gifts
we might
and
be sending
memberships.
cards. We might do like, the written side of this. Oh, he
Hey,
he
you can do
did
those
include some
e-cards like
Christmas
I do.
presents in there too. So you'll see it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The
Right.
e-cards, that's what we
Yeah.
do. It at least you took the time. That's
Yeah.
why we sent that thank you card and the
Thank you.
Taco Bell thing. Like it's
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, but we're not quick.
I
It
understand,
took
but
us
you
like
can
3 months to get it to him. We felt really bad. I was like, I tried to find some other stuff I wanted to add to it,
no,
but
no,
that's
no,
okay.
no.
That's
Time is time.
right.
Things get here when they get here. But if you're wanting to like send cards, you can always do the little e-cards like we do. So
Right.
it's the thought that counts.
Absolutely. No, thank you for that. It's like I said, me as a mother, it has a lot to do with the fact that Jessica was like 6 years ahead of me. And
Mhm.
so, and she was the type of mom who was like, um, I want to say it in the nicest way I can because it's going to sound like I'm making fun of her, but I'm not. It's just she's such a hippie. Like she taught me everything about goji berries while I was pregnant because she was like, "You don't
Nice.
understand. They're superfood."
She's mother,
She's nuts
mother
and
nature.
berries kind of a mom, and her kids like learned how to teethe on like jerky and stuff like that. Like they are really the
Oh, I
real
love
kind of
that though.
real. Right. And the area that they grew up in was her husband is basically from Colorado, but herself and her mother too. But her mother was a big influence to who I am and how I am. Like this is a person who, and she talked about it, and we will talk about it again. But you know how, as a woman, and especially a woman from the South, you can definitely speak on this on your own, probably for more friends that were this way versus you. But when you say in the South, it's not very common to see a woman holding a wrench unless they had a father that really told them, or like a
Yeah,
power tool. It is
right.
not common. It's almost like you're making your kid to be I don't know what's the word.
Masculine. Women's
She
hands
won't
aren't
be a
supposed to
lady.
be
She will never get a man. Pretty
right.
much that's what they would think, honestly.
Tomboy.
Not even that. I think that would be pushing it to say a lesbo is the way they put it, which is sad. That's how it would have
Yeah,
been in the
well,
90s. Like straight up, call it
no,
out.
you're right though. Women's hands are supposed to be dainty and
Yeah, why
not
isn't she, not that the man would say why isn't she wearing makeup when she's 13, but that little girl better be wearing a bra. That could have been,
true.
which is kind of horrible, but that's the way it was. So her in my life still being like it's real. We would be on the fucking road driving and she'd be like, "Stop the car." And I'm like, "Why?" And she's like, "There's lemons on that tree and avocados. I'll be right back." And I was
Right.
like, "Holy fuck." And I'm coming from Louisiana where I'm like, "This is not normal. I don't think this is normal." And she'd come back with her shirt full of fucking lemons and avocados. And I'm like, "All right, are we going to jail? I'm looking for fucking cops." You know? That's the thing though, in Orange County it was the real experience, and as a mother that's how she's treating her kids, not to steal fruit, but you get what I mean. Like
Right, right,
it's
right.
it's a totally different reality. She's
Well,
commenting like crazy on my shit right
her
now, so
her children are, I don't know how old they are, but ugh.
between the ages of 12 and
Okay,
5.
so okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
rough.
she's and no, but it's just wild to see where you're living in an area where I think she said 70% of the time they're in snow, and it just keeps going because she was like amazed that when she first drove up it was snowy, and then
Hmm.
by the time she left it was like nothing, and it was a
Right,
day. But it does get freaky cold down here. And in Rifle, the town we went by,
right.
I mean, I'm not teasing her, she'll know this, but it's funny because from where she's at, where it's like a one strip is the entire town, to
Hmm.
where we're at, and we both lived in California, we both lived in a big ass city with 4 lanes and crazy people.
Ugh,
I
yeah.
mean, actually, I'm like, I never, the only thing that fucks me up about a city is the sounds. It's not the people. It's not the traffic. I don't even notice the traffic. It's crazy.
So
It's the
her
tow
kid.
drivers and the
By the
police.
way you're talking and everything,
Yes.
she seems to be more in tune with nature. And I mean, I can
Yes.
visualize it now. So her children aren't city kids.
Nope.
Okay, good.
Nope. Not even a little bit. And you would almost like they have a greenhouse for the school where they have like koi fish year-round greenhouse growing all everything from mushrooms to everything. They're teaching these kids hands-on, and the whole class I think is like 12 people, the whole
Hmm.
school, because the town, and that's from fucking first grade to 12th grade, no joking, no joking.
Wow.
12 people, no joking. She'll talk about it. We talked about it a little bit, but because she impresses the fuck out of me that she went to a place that doesn't even have a fucking sheriff. This town doesn't even have a sheriff built in. It's only got a post office. That's it. No
You don't
municipal.
have to have one. You
Yeah,
can only,
because it's on the outskirts of, it's Cook City. She's
right.
totally fine with me sharing it, but Cook City, Montana, which is like it's literally a whole population of 85 people. They have a little thing on the post that tells how many people. It's crazy and it's real. And she works for Airbnb company that her and her husband have created. And so they have lots and lots of tourists coming in. But since this flash flood, their whole mentality and living is like, why are we fighting for something that's barely even what it used to be? It's the same feeling, I guess. We didn't say it, but I'll say it here, that we both felt from California. When it's
Hmm.
over, it's over. You
Right.
don't fucking keep pretending the dream's there. And it's not that I asked her on the podcast, and I'll say it here. I was like, what are you going to do? Just dismantle the motherfucker? And she's like, I'm going to find the next best thing. Or I might just go, she has 30 acres in Arizona. And we talked about it on the podcast randomly. I don't know why, but she kept telling me all these, the Palm Springs property she has that the RV was on that we'll talk about in the next episode. I might buy that property from her. We're talking about it a little bit because it's in Wonder Valley. Do you know about Wonder Valley?
I don't. How much
Oh
is the
my God.
property?
Google it when you get off the live. It's crazy. It's a fucking hippie community. I should be there right now. I need to lug water in to grow though.
Oh, yeah, I feel
Uh-huh.
you.
But it's like a no zoning, no issues, whatever. But yet they kicked her out for growing. It was back in the day. Anyway, she
Whoa.
has property there, has property in Arizona, and yet Colorado is still calling her soul because we all have family. You know what I mean? Like she has her family from her mother's side, but that I'm here and my son's here and we are family. There's no question, you know. But it's a hard thing. It's like almost a guilty thing. If you guys understand, if you have family you can't go see physically, or they can't come see you, it's a hurt in between. You're just dealing
Right.
with what energy you can and what time is there. I mean, I even thought of like the craziness when she drove away, and I was like, I hope to God nothing happens, because if the last time I'm gonna be done, like that's how crazy. I love her. So it's she is supporting the fact that the podcast is going on. She is supporting my YouTube channel still, and we are going to talk more and more about future content.
So
But
she's
but yeah, we're going to have to record the whole fucking thing, and it's not going to be canned at this time. I know it.
right.
Sad. That's what the devastation is we have not sat down, at least in 7 years. I'll say it like that. Pretty much every time we would record a podcast, there are small blips on my Spotify early days on the podcast, like going back 2018, that we would try to make a podcast, but it would be like another 2 minutes because we're such good friends. We can't just be professional about it. There's no way. Like,
Right.
and so what she did say on the podcast is that she has a ton of videos, because she had a DVR back in the day. When I started doing YouTube, I was just doing it independently. I wasn't even trying to be a YouTuber. I had an account. I watched videos, and occasionally I would record singing over some music, like not really singing, but like, lip singing. Having
Right.
a moment. And this is way before TikTok days. Oh no, I lost her. But hold on a second. I'm sure she's gonna pop back up. But apparently when she started recording, it was more so for her to just like be more self-expression with all of it, which was a good thing. She started showing me what she had, and she used Adobe at the time for photo editing. I didn't have any experience with that quite at that point. I used it in school, but I didn't really utilize it. You had options to do freehand color drafting if you wanted to put in color after finalized. I went to school for interior design, if you guys don't know, and she was my roommate at that time. So she had talked about it a little bit, about like how she used to just enjoy. I'm so glad you're back.
Sorry
Uh,
about that.
no, it's
Laundry
okay.
mishap.
No worries. Um, she would say basically that she would do it for fun. She'd sit there and take her own photos and mess with all of it on Photoshop. And I had a hacked copy from the school that a friend got me. So I could do things with it, but not all of the tools were available on my side of the computer. Plus, I visually didn't like how it was, how you would have to know the codes, and it just was very fucking annoying. So she would be doing that, and I would be more of the idea person. And so at times she would just invite me to things, and we would just go, and that's how it would end up there. She said it in the podcast, like, I would tell you to put makeup on, and I would say bring some extra outfits, and I'm not telling you why. And I would think we're going somewhere on a vacation. Like, what the fuck? I don't know what I'm doing. Who am I meeting? And that's the other thing. She would, at the time, just like you had said, Brennan, that like were kind of groomed in a way, not 100% either of us, but maybe in a way, encouraged to be a good wife. So to look a certain way, to be mindful a certain way, and even in like social settings, you're supposed to be looking for a husband early.
Ugh.
Do you feel
Yeah.
that way? Was that at least for you? Because by the time I was 21, yeah, I was acting that way. Everybody's
Yeah, that's how it
consistent.
was. I never conformed.
I didn't after about 22. I mean, she's a big reason too. Like, okay, I had tried shrooms before this, but when she had used them, she was more educated. Like I'm sure C Fowles, if he's listening, would
Here.
understand. Like uh using oranges. Like she was the person that sat in front of me and was like, look, we're gonna make this better. It wasn't like, hey, let's get high. It wasn't stupid. You know? So being informed about things like that, um, being informed about like having, I guess, an experience, not a psychological fucking roller coaster, having an actual um healthy trip. I don't know how else to put that. We would go to the beach when we would shroom trip, which was a huge different thing for me. We didn't get to talk about that on the episode. I'll have to bring it up. But the moonlight tripping was big, and that's something now I think is really important. People, you shouldn't always be in a setting that's indoors. It's really healthy to be outdoors.
Yeah, you got to go to the woods and hang out with nature.
Yeah. Hell yes. Hey, but you know what? I know personally here in Colorado a few different people who had wedding party after parties that were exactly that. And they were camping trips. So the whole family, it's mining towns out here. So it's very old school. Shotgun style weddings almost. And
Yeah.
that's bad if someone comes out of town, does shrooms, don't know where they're at, or in the woods. It is so bad. Let me tell you, I've heard stories. Like
People
they'll hug
should,
a
in
tree
fact,
and never
go
leave.
camping more. By the way, hi, everybody.
Welcome
I'm
to the
here
show,
now.
sir. He's
I
Brennan
I
2.0.
was banished outside with the pig. I'm finally in the house.
Well, that's awesome.
That's
How what is the pig's name? Because I have not been able to reach time and space to listen to your podcasts late. I mean, they are like a podcast, but your lives
It's
lately.
oh, there's it's just been a lot has transpired, so can't restrictions are real right now. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
We can catch up.
Well, hey, I get it. There will be more on the schedule, you guys. I've just been completely overtaken by time. I didn't get to tell you guys. I only said it in my private group of people, but unfortunately, the person that we were going to interview had a heart attack. He's alive, but he is struggling. So I am waiting for a reschedule date for that. But everybody, please send good wishes. This is the person I was going to interview on the 27th.
Oh
So
my gosh. Okay.
initially, I thought it was just a stroke, and no, it was a heart attack. And he's not, from what I understand, not even out of the hospital yet, which is really not good. So,
Wow.
and I thought it was a minor, but that's when telephone happens, and then you find out. So,
Right.
but yeah. Anyway, so that's going on, and then Jazzy is taking a little break
Ooh.
from social media right now. So that interview, I don't know when, but the good things that are happening are the ones with you and Fowles, and then on the 19th, we're gonna have Mad Hatter.
Yeah, I'm super
That'll be
pumped about
fun.
that. I think that
She's went such full circle. I'm amazed that we ever met. It was just a weird fucking Mandela effect in that moment. Like how we even met is strange because I think I met her in a live with Trisha Paytas
wow.
in the fucking comments, and then
Well,
she found me, and yeah, I think that's, and it
people
was
are
2013.
you're super popular even though you haven't been on, just so you know.
Well, thanks. I mean, people can just take it and
They can just
appreciate
take
it or
it
shove it
and
and
they
love
can
it.
just they're definitely not
See,
there's
and that's the thing.
give it or take. Give or take.
As people have said in the group that I appreciate very much their input, where they're like, this is not
No.
it's, what is it, the group think tank or whatever the fuck it is. It isn't like that. It's
No.
more so um people who see each other, respect each other, and take the time for each other. And like
Yep. Or don't. And as I was telling you earlier, like there's I'm not gonna even go into details, it's not worth the time.
right, no.
But you might see things, but it's not
Pre-rented
relevant.
space is my point. Like that
Right.
doesn't exist over here, buddy.
No. Not, and that's just the thing. I'm
Right.
not even gonna go into that. It's that
Right.
you and I are pretty close on a level
Mhm.
to where I can just say something and we
Yeah,
don't have to do the drama.
exactly. No, this is what I'm saying. Big girls wear big girl pants. The rest
Yes.
of them wear the tights and the whitey, the suspenders, I guess.
Mm,
Hold them up.
absolutely.
I don't know.
Absolutely. Some people need pocket protectors, suspenders,
Yeah, you
belts.
know what? I
Not.
respect a good ink stain,
I
okay? I know
do
somebody's
respect a
doing
good ink
something.
stain as well, as
That's fucking
long
what's up.
as it's a
Don't need a pocket
calligraphy
protector
pen.
for me. If it's in your pocket, you still had a
That's
pen,
right.
boy.
Yes. Oh man. Well, I'm just saying, I think
Right.
like yesterday
Hey,
was like April Fool's Day. I
I
said it's
hate
Happy
that
Friend
day.
Day.
Can we talk about that? How much I hate it? Is it okay if I
Yes.
lament on that?
Yeah,
I'm not a fan. I actually had a
correct.
very serious conversation. You guys can think it's a little overdone. Fine, it's your opinion. But I had a conversation with my son. I was like, we don't celebrate this day because I don't celebrate liars or fools. I don't understand that. I don't make sense to have a holiday
To
to
make a prank,
celebrate being fake. How the fuck is
life is
that
hard
make sense?
enough. We
And
don't
my
need
son
a
said,
day for
I
that.
agree with you, mom. I agree with you. This is not a day we take and we put emphasis on. He's very smart.
Well, that's because life is too messed up as it is. There doesn't need a day for it. So I think, like I said,
Yeah.
it should be a Happy Friend Day. That's what
Hey,
I
it
say.
was a buy a new, everything I need day. I spent, oh my God, can I say it? I have to here because this is bullshit. I spent $457 at Walmart on everything I needed, and I didn't even go crazy. But it's
Doesn't that
it's
suck?
crazy. It hurts.
I know, but that's
I mean,
everything.
toilet paper, guys, isn't even fucking reasonable anymore. You're paying 13 and up, at least where I live. I don't understand.
Well, I'm telling you,
It's
you're
crazy.
barely surviving to survive.
100%.
I mean,
A
they don't.
hundred fucking percent.
The gap that they give you to be able to survive comfortably is slim to none. It's starting to feel very foreign.
I'm
Starting to
living the
feel.
exact same price of how much I'm putting out effort as I was in my 20s in California now, paying like 14. I'm not doing this, but I'm saying let's reasonably talk about numbers.
Okay.
Paying $1,400 a month for a 2-bedroom in a shithole and paying about, I'd say, like $80 a week from the dollar store to actually have a quality of life on food and items using like there's shit soap and then there's a little less shit soap. And I'm
Right.
sure C-Fowls understands this motherfucker has like a heart. Okay. There's the I've got cheese, or this is not really cheese, pretend it is cheese. Okay. It
Right.
is what it is. So, and I remember being like, that's the only time in my life where I was like, I will not ever buy laundry soap that smells like I'm embarrassed of me. And I will never fucking buy cheese that says artificial. I will never, ever. I will go without. Thank you. I have respect for myself.
I understand that to such a degree, but
Okay. I
I
feel like a
can't.
snob, but I'm just saying.
No, I literally went
Mm-hmm.
from doing what I did for a living to having to pretty much stop because of my rights
Yep.
to doing what was right for my kids to now having nothing and having to
There's
do it
there's
all over
always
again.
there's always the end to the actual bullshit. You do know that. It's
Oh,
like
I'm
the
aware.
labyrinth. It's always upside down is inside out
It's upside down,
till
but
you
right
find your way.
now you're talking about wasted time and all that. I
100%
I
wasted
get
time.
that to the point
Yes.
to where I have to patiently wait for my time. So
I'm
that's,
not a very big fan of that Texas system. I'm just gonna say that if that's allowed.
huh?
Not a fan.
Oh,
The
it's
Texas
beyond.
systems. You know
It's
what's only
beyond.
good in Texas?
What's that?
Potatoes and Brennan.
Oh,
I'll
that's
tell
so
you what,
sweet.
their potatoes are fucking worth the drive. I don't know what you guys do to them, but they're fucking sexy.
I
They
can tell
melt
you
in
what
your
they do.
mouth. You can like put a fork and it just blends down. You're like, how did this
We
potato has
had
been cooking for 20,000
tacos.
hours? Thank
We
you.
had tacos last night, and I know you're a vegetarian,
Oh,
but
but seasoning's real
listen to
there.
this. The ground beef, I know you don't do beef, but
No,
they also do
can't.
veggies. I know,
I
but
do like
hear
some
me out.
charred ass veggies.
Well, they have the crunchy tacos that they make themselves, but they make the meat with little bitty potatoes and carrots and all the taco meat. And it's so good. It is.
I don't mean to be cliche, but I will say in Texas, if you ask for food, they give you food. Okay. If you ask for
It's
food in
nice
New
enough to
Orleans, they
feed the
might give
hippie.
you
I'm not
all of the
starving
food.
anymore.
No, they
Yeah,
might give you all of, they might not give you all of the food. They'll be like, forget a few things and then charge you for it twice. And
Oh,
then in
fuck, yeah.
California, it's like, oh, you want some ketchup? Here's a squeeze. And then like,
and they
can I have
charge you a
some ketchup?
dollar.
No, here's another tiny squeeze. It's like in Texas, they'll like give you like 5 things of blue cheese, and you're like, I love you.
I don't know. It's changed a lot. I had to pay for hot sauce yesterday. I was pretty pissed. First time ever.
Hot sauce?
Yo, what kind of
Yeah.
Mexican
Where
place
were
Like,
you
makes it
at?
perfect?
what?
What place were you at?
And well, as far as it's like a mom and pop place.
They're just being dicks, dude. Sorry.
Exactly. For it used to be I could get 3 tacos. I could get the pastor, the barbacoa, or the
Okay.
chicken, or
I'm also
whatever.
going to say something controversial right here because I feel like I need to. Can I say it? I know I can, but
Huh?
I think you're going to have something to say too because she just said this, but this just screams in my head. Okay. So Heather says, you'll never go hungry in Texas or in the home of a Southern woman. That's true. But also in Texas, I don't give a fuck what part or corner you are in. But if you find like a religious home, when they believe, they believe.
Oh yeah, well
It's
Oklahoma's
the
like that too,
craziest
though.
beliefs.
Oklahoma's like that too.
Is
Oklahoma's
it?
like the Baptist Bible Belt. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Where it's like, I'm
But
going to
no, it
pray over
used to
you right
be.
now, even
Oh
though
yeah,
you're
for
like
sure.
spitting on me. That kind
Absolutely.
of shit.
Oklahoma is really strict on alcohol and everything, but the tacos, like I was telling you, you used
Sorry.
to be able to get 3. No, it's okay. 3 of whatever you want. And now it's $3 more and you have to only get 1 flavor. You can't mix it. And I was like, what the fucking fuck is this? Like, when did this happen? This is I'll pay.
Getting it down.
I'll
I
pay for
would
the
travel to
extra.
New Orleans right now just for fucking croissants. That's where I'm at because
Oh, I don't
paying
know.
$14 for
They
like
have them here
6 of them
too.
is just not fair.
We had bagels this morning and
I love bagels. What
they
kind of
were
bagels?
they have like 17 different
I
flavors.
love the jalapeno cheddar.
They have the
My favorite.
habanero hatch chili one. They have the cheese, the Asiago. They have the blueberry cinnamon. Ha, they have a hummus flavored chickpea one.
Yum.
They have all types of spreads. They have like these croissants and these streusels and these muffins that are like so good. In fact, somebody last night, I woke up and they were sneaking.
Sneaking.
You
were
were
asleep.
sneaking.
I
You were
was trying to be
definitely
quiet.
sneaking. Yes, you were sneaking.
I
He
was
was
not.
He was
sneaking.
a mouse in the night.
He doesn't sleep, so
That's
I
okay.
mean,
You're
I,
in a weird time zone. Are you watching TV or what's wrong with you?
he just doesn't
Scrolling?
sleep. He has insomnia.
Are you
It
But
doesn't
scrolling?
matter what I do.
you know, mom, being a mom, I hear a sound. I'm like, who broke their leg?
Oh, geez.
But since that's not the case, um, I heard like this packet. He was eating a cupcake.
Oh, man.
I
The
was like, "What are
crunchy
you
sound.
doing?" Said, "I'm getting a cupcake."
Yum.
Sugar. It was like 4
Jesus
o'clock in the morning.
Christ!
I'm going to make a frosting and medicated. Are you ready for this? Condensed milk, cream cheese, powdered sugar, vanilla, and what was the other ingredient? I think
Mm,
butter. Butter.
I
I'm going
got
to do
this
that. It
ice
sounds good. I
cream
saw a recipe.
yesterday, and it's a cream cheese frosting cake ice cream, and it was worth every fucking penny.
All right. Well, we got some donuts. I'll show you guys. Hold on.
I'm gonna make donuts
I'm only
later.
gonna flip it around and you can see a donut. But look at this bitch. It's like a fucking rainbow. It's a unicorn in your mouth.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of unicorn, did you see who did a new video on
Hold on. Don't come here. Stop.
Mr. Majera,
Who's that?
our pal, Miss Investigates?
I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do.
I do?
Lima.
Oh, I haven't had time. I
Oh,
need
okay.
to. Okay, here. Let's hope this goes well. You might see my ceiling, folks. It's a possibility. Uh-huh. A
Stop it,
ceiling.
nurse.
There you go.
You're good, baby. You're good.
Look at this. All right. You don't see the glitter that's in there.
Whoa.
Let me tell you what, guys. This has fucking cream cheese inside of it.
Okay.
Okay, so it gets better and better and better and better and better and better.
I love cream cheese. Shush it.
But yeah, and it's got like, I don't know, it's
I know.
glittery inside. They did something to it.
I
It's called chocolate iced donuts with sprinkles. They're lying. It's called Heaven in Your Mouth.
did
Eat
you
it
make
in a
that?
every day. No, I bought it from Walmart, but it was so good.
Whoa, there's this ice cream out there, Rach. I'm telling you. I know
I
you're
know
not
about
dairy.
it.
I know. I
I
know.
know
I
it's
know.
got glitter in it. It's so good. It's a slow heaven.
Uh man,
Sorry guys, I'm
I
all
I
in
love
my robe
donuts.
and morning time. It's my
Donuts and
Sunday.
cupcakes. We got these cupcakes that are freaking so good. I don't know what they did with that frosting, but they're like tasty cake ice cream cupcakes. I don't even know.
Wait, say it slower.
Well, I can just show you. That would be way
Please, I'm
easier.
sorry. I feel bad you guys saw my fuzzy. I apologize. Do not.
Are there any left? Yes. Okay.
Did you take a picture? That's what you should do.
No, there's still more. There's more. Okay, so these are like bougie cupcakes. Keep in mind.
Bougie's good, but in your
Yeah,
mouth.
you need all your cupcakes.
Huh? You totally would.
I can't make you big. How do I make you big in here?
Look,
Wait, move it closer.
I'm trying. The
Open it up.
Rubicon. Oh,
We're
okay, open
hiding
it up.
the cupcake.
Open it. They
Yeah,
are
they are good.
okay, hold on.
Oh, what is that? A Debbie cake?
No, they're cupcakes and they're freaking good. And they're this Rubicon Bakers.
Mmm.
So good. And then they have this. Oh, this ice cream. If you find it,
What is
buy
it?
it.
What is it called?
Jenny's Gooey Butter Cake. It's cream cheese ice cream with vanilla cake and caramel butterscotch sauce.
That sounds incredible. Wait,
Holy!
wait
Raspberry.
a second. Does it like drizzle out or does it have to like, is it
I
hard
don't know. I
crusted
just
like
ate it.
toffee?
So let's check it
Let's
out.
taste this now.
Hold on.
Because I think
Take that off,
C
babe.
Fowles needs to put a dribble of that in his coffee. Oh, he already tried
He
it.
doesn't like that stuff. He likes it black. You
No?
see?
Oh,
You see the
looks
ice
pretty
cream?
yummy.
It's freaking so
That
good.
would be yummy on a pie.
I ate it with that cupcake and I don't even smoke.
Oh, man. That's the way to do it. Okay. Do you know, guys, if you flip off the top, there you just make a little insert. You can ice cream center that shit easy. Like cupcakes are perfect little cups for ice cream.
True.
You throw it in the inside, put the top back on, you are in heaven, man.
Yeah, I mean, dude, those cupcakes though, they're so rich. I don't even understand.
They are, yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
raspberry.
Hershey's chocolate. Hershey's chocolate makes a fucking triple chocolate, pre-done chocolate in the box. It is so good, you will die and have very bad stomach problems if you eat more than one. But
I
it is
can't. Yeah, last night
so
I
rich,
had.
and they shave chocolate on top. Like, how could they not?
Well, those cupcakes, I'm telling you, they're like a ganache. I don't know
That's
what
what
the
I'm
fuck it
saying.
is. It is
Yes. I
so
want to
good.
get piping bags just to fuck with shit that's medicated and fucking, because I saw someone making all the little leaves and I was like, I could freeze that shit.
Well, I know a guy that has a bunch of product right now.
Right? I know. Hey, I'm window shopping, guys, a bong.
No,
Okay.
it's not me. I'm doing
I haven't bought a bong in like fucking 10 years, but I found one yesterday that's $40 and I have so much credit at the Kind Castle, I might do it.
Oh,
But
that's true.
it's so beautiful. It's all clear, but then it's got that center percolator. I don't know what's the
Oh,
trick to clean them.
I don't know what a trick to clean a percolator is, and
You got any tricks, C-Fowls?
I don't know. He might. He can't
I
hear.
hate to spend, and $40 is nothing, but this thing would have went for
She
like
wants to get
$300.
a bone, and it's got.
Oh my god, it's so
She
pretty.
wants to know how to clean the percolator.
I don't know if I should buy it because I'm thinking
The easiest way is get salt and rubbing alcohol and let the salt dissolve a little
okay.
bit so it can get in there, and then you kind of just shake it a bunch, and the rubbing alcohol will soften everything up, and the grittiness of the salt will like kind of scrape it off.
You
It's
don't need to
probably the
add
easiest
water
way
to
to
it?
go about it.
Do you need to add water to it and dilute it or not? Because I thought I
Well,
always just used salt and water, and that
yeah,
did not work.
or rubbing alcohol.
You could do water, but I feel like rubbing alcohol would work better because it'll like
Right.
soften up the resin and stuff and kind of get it off the glass, and then the salt will kind of scrape it for you. I feel like if you use
Sea salt?
70+%
Yeah.
rubbing alcohol, 90 if you can find it, but
Okay.
70 will work. That should do the trick. That's what I always do.
All right. You might make me want to buy it now. It's so damn pretty. Because like they were trying to not push it. I was just looking at glass, but when my friend was in town, we had used pipes again, and I'll be honest with you, I just don't like them.
I understand.
They don't taste good anymore. I'm an old lady.
You're not old. It's just you've
I
acquired
need a bone.
taste. Well, the got it.
My
The
lungs just don't like that ashy flavor. I can't fucking do it. And I have a distiller, so I'm not really freaked out about the water situation. I literally have a distiller, so and I haven't used it. I got all these fancy.
Well, I was telling you yesterday allegedly that somebody works with the person that we don't talk about very
Right.
often
Yeah.
and has lots of things that need to be tasted and tried by somebody that has the skill and knowledge as yourself.
Right. Drive it on down. Don't
There's
ship it.
so
That's all I'm saying.
much.
Drive it on down.
There's so much, but it's with a really big company.
Right.
I'm trying not to say the name because
Yeah.
it's not, it's chocolate chip. What do you bake in the oven?
Right.
So
Me as a
that's
tester, you know, I am honest about it. The one thing I
exactly.
can say is, unfortunately, I am very sensitive with my GI, so trying
I'm
things,
aware.
I'll always be real about it.
The options are endless. I was in shock.
Right.
Shock.
Yeah, the dab pens out here and whatnot, I was looking into them
No, these were
and
like
I'm not sure if I trust any brands right now.
these
They're all
were
coming up.
samples that were sent to the lab that showed how
Right.
much the percentages were, and they were like dipped in and shook in, and it's like holy
Yeah, the keef covered stuff is always interesting. Actually,
there's
my
so much.
last few batches of cannabis have had so much keef I've been putting it on bowls, and let me tell you, I'm back to realizing the positive of it. Like I hate to put it like that, but it does make your bud blow. Not
This
blow.
is
Burn
beyond
slower.
insane. I've never seen so many samples of things with such high TH, I
Right.
haven't seen, I've
What's the
never seen
highest percentage you saw? Because
of that, of what that had.
yeah.
I'd have to relook, but I want to say like 48, no, 53.
Yeah, because I think like we get up to 80s in here, but it depends on what it is, if it's a concentrate or whatever. Like
50.
joints, I think some of them go as average, I think for joints maybe like are 21%.
Yeah, these were pre-rolls and they were 53. And
Yeah, that's probably
I
because it's
was
got
in
rosin
shock.
inside of it or something. And
In
keef.
shock. Couldn't believe it.
Right.
And I was also kind of like, why am I seeing this right now?
Exactly. Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
make
the
me think
thing
of
is
you.
that's the only thing. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Sorry guys, hold on a second. Sorry, Nova is very,
It's
very
okay.
loud.
It's
She
okay.
gets her mouth out there. Um, yeah, the other thing is like the cartridges and edibles as well. I've been realizing that rosin based edibles are really more important for me because it seems like the solvents just hurt me. I get sick. I get almost a few days of it trying to come out of my system. It's not good. I get
Really.
headaches 100%. So it sucks. Like I'm limited, I guess, to only making my own shit. I'm fine with that. Just fucking
Right.
need to grow more. This is why when my friend was in town, I was very adamant about, all right, tell me what the fuck I need for sure. And she was like 4-wheel drive, not all wheel drive. She
Yeah.
said 4-wheel makes more sense. She said the tow is going to be pretty much standard in that kind of a car. And I said, a starter. I need a fucking starter. She's like, a tow. She's like, a tow and a starter and all this would happen in a truck more so. And I'm like, no. She's like, yes. And I'm like, no, I don't
No,
want a truck.
I don't want to
I've
try.
made fun of so many trucks and I feel it. And I want a fucking back so I could put like a mattress in there to go camping and shit. I don't want a truck because I would be fucking bringing furniture home and redoing it. And I don't want it. I don't want
I
it. It's going to
I
create
don't blame
problems.
you. I've had
It'll open so many doors. I don't
we've
want
had
it.
2 trucks. They retain their value none.
Oh,
Well,
thanks for that
actually,
part.
one did, but it's supply
She's
and
like,
demand.
they take so much weight. They take so much wear and tear.
They
They don't break
do
down
and they
like other
don't.
things. I'm like,
Depends on what you
asshole.
get. Depends on what you get.
She had a fucking Ford F-150, I
That's
think.
what
And it
Jody
was
had.
amazing.
Jody
And
had
I
one
don't
too.
want it. But damn it, I need a fucking I want to be able to get in the snow in the car with the fucking mountains.
You need an 85 Bronco, baby.
I know, I've been in the mountains with those. No, that's fucking
I
crazy. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. Trucks.
Throw
Uh,
things out there, guys. If you've got
I've
suggestions
got
for a vehicle.
ideas. You just have to give me a price.
I don't have I have a owner financing price. That's what I
Right.
have.
Exactly. That's exactly what. It depends on how much you want to spend a month.
Right. Yeah. It's
Because my car payment right now, and I have a pretty nice. Well, one of my cars payment is 240, and the other one's 765.
yeah, she did explain to me the payments that she's paying are pretty high because she made the
Interest.
loan short. And I'm okay with a long loan because if I feel something's going to be like my reality is that I would be planning my trips with this vehicle. And yes, it would get a lot of wear and tear on the freeways and interstates, but I want the options to take it out a little bit. I'm not getting a Jeep. I don't fucking want a Jeep. I'll say that shit right here.
No,
But
I think our friend has one and didn't go very. I think there was an incident the other day with one. They
Jeeps are
have
just annoying.
not that kind though, not the Rubicon, but
Okay.
more of the SUV. I think it's a Compass or a Liberty. I'm not sure.
Right.
Green or a
They
Cherokee.
look nice. No, Cherokees are horrible. I don't know a single person
They're
has one. They think
expensive.
they were. They keep buying them 4 times over and they're like, never again. I'm like, yeah, learn the lesson. Learn the fucking lesson. Same
My
thing with the
favorite car I
Jaguars.
had was my Dodge Nitro. It was an
That's
SUV.
the sad part.
But
We were
I loved it.
talking in her interview about the Porsche.
Awesome.
She spoke to you guys about the Porsche and we didn't get any of it out.
Really?
Yep. She said that she's pretty sure it was a 1920s or 30s version,
Hmm.
which is even prettier. And I was like, oh my God, wasn't it like Cruel Intentions? And she was like, yeah, I think it was. And she said she didn't have the car for the aesthetics of it being, I have a big fancy car. It was about, I'm giving this car a loving home. Like that's how she is. So that's some straight up love right there. This car was kept in a garage. It was named Black Betty. That's what she named it. It was so fucking cute. We did have to wear the scarves. It was like
That's cute.
she said when she got in, it like took over you because we're so tiny. So what is that? 1969 Kit Car low
A kit
black.
car? It
It was
depends.
beautiful.
Like a truck. Like a
Night Rider?
no,
It's
like one of
tiny. It was
yeah,
tiny, like almost close to a mini car.
They look kind of like,
Clown
I'm
cars,
trying
but
to
they're
describe it.
not.
It looks like how a
Hold on. I'll look
1930s
it up.
Miata
I'll
would
look it
look.
up. I'll look it up. We're being rude here. I'm sorry. If I lose you, you know why.
Yeah,
Love you in life.
it's okay.
Oh my God. 1969.
1969.
Black. And she said it, the Porsche thing was big, but
60,
they were already like hippie loving people. It was weird when they bought it.
69 was like a huge muscle car year.
19. I don't know why I'm looking up 1930s, but we'll see what she meant.
Might have been. It might have been a.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Oh, it was so cute. Oh, bitch.
What was it?
Oh, so cute. Okay. Yeah, it is 1930s to 1960s.
Was it a Rolls?
Hold on. Let me pull it up. This is what it looked like from the back. Oh, my heart. When she pulled up and she's like, I bought a Porsche. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, for 15. I'm like, and I thought 1500. And then she's like, no, 15,000. I'm like, what the fuck did you do that for? She's like, because the
Well, you know how
car
many
needed a
containers you can buy?
loan. Yeah,
One.
bitch. It was so cute. Yeah. Okay, that's the back. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. And then I would say it looked more like this in the front, but it was black.
Oh, that makes me think of an old Jag or an
Oh, it was
old
so
Rolls.
fucking cute. And like when you hear it, like the stick shift, like,
Yeah, it's probably a little four cylinder.
oh my God. It was ridiculous. Hold
That's
on.
when cars were simple and cool to work on.
Yeah. I would have expected her with a slug bug, but when she showed up with that bitch, it smiled like this. It totally did. And it was black. I'm telling you, the memories. So, like, when she comes on the podcast and we can actually have a real chat again.
The engine's in the back, right?
Yep, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I know.
And
Boy,
when
that
she
was
would, like, you got to understand, this window is such a good example of how old this bitch was. And we're in the middle of fucking the 55 or the 91 or the 405 in this car going the max speed this bitch could go without being choked.
50.
I'm telling you, I'm sure it kept up, but it took a minute every fucking few fucking 100 feet. Okay. And it would, she just was smiling her fucking head off. And I'm in a whole nother world in my brain, like,
Yes.
looking for another job all the time. Totally. She just, and we were talking about it. We were talking about manifestation. So I'm pissed. I have to bring it up. She was saying it's about making space. And I was like, I didn't understand that back in the day. I couldn't fucking rationalize the concept of being like, it's already here. Like that secret idea, the manifestation is very real if you live it in a real way. It isn't real if you're like, it's mine. I want it. No, 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 no. Be nice.
Right.
Leave space. Clean your closet out.
That's the thing.
Actually take time to give space and welcome it in. Like, when you have a family member you haven't seen or a friend or something like that, and you fucking finally make space, you clean your house. I don't mean just my friend. I'm not using that analogy. I'm saying in a real life situation, you have like this place where there's like a happy place for it to come in, like an animal that shows up or a fucking everything that's supposed to be. It's when you work on yourself, things like that do seed themselves. And so the car situation, she was like, it taught us lessons because we were living in like a whole nother experience that we didn't even, they were hippies living in a law firm kind of mentality and putting the suits on and coming up to, clocking in. They weren't that kind of soul. And where they live right now, I had mentioned to her off the podcast, I was like, why aren't you guys encouraging and putting cannabis in the town you're in? And the reality is it's such a small town. The school is so close. There's no place geologically, demographically, they can actually grow in
Yeah,
that town without it being illegal.
without it being illegal.
Yeah. So I was like, oh my God. So she's been working in this area. Like she's come from a whole, like, as you said, CFALs comes from a over popularized credit card toting, credit worthy industrial side of like the West Coast. She's been from there, moved to the fucking mountains of nothing, and sees what the town needs. Like their school, they had all this extra COVID money, and that she was talking about on the podcast, all this extra COVID money for the school board. She happened to be on the school board for their kids, and there are only how many kids in the school, so they give them a lot of money. So she's like, I'm gonna take this money and build this school a greenhouse. Because nobody else is gonna fucking do that and teach the kids how to grow their own vegetables. What a fucking great thing for a town with that little of population. These kids are gonna be here for a long time. Huge. So we're gonna have a podcast related to those conversations about how to encourage your kids to have sustainability.
That's
how to make a choice, even if you're an independent person without any kids, how to buy land, all of that, how to act. She's very into water systems, and she was talking about reverse osmosis
I
and all of it,
that's my
and
spot right there.
anti-vaxxing, as I said, and like the
Down with that.
they've been okay. So when COVID happened, I'm just going to say this because she's too nice. She won't talk about it. She'll talk about it, but she won't bring it up. Here it comes. When COVID happened, I told her about it, and they didn't even watch the news. They don't even at all. Okay. They live on the border of Yellowstone Park. So when things happen, they get closed off from the 5-hour journey it is to Billings to get food. Okay. 5 hours to drive to buy food. And by the way, they run a restaurant in their town. So what a G. Okay. So they and most of the time it's snowing in that area. So like the perfect example, as she would explain, is when they get bananas, it doesn't matter where they put it, it fucking freezes
Right.
on the journey home. So they do things with the bananas like bread and other shit. They just are smart, They live like you kind of did back in the day, our generations.
I feel like that's how you should
past.
live.
It
But
should, yes.
they make it impossible to do that because you have to. And Texas,
Right.
for example, prime example, is a very
Exactly.
rich state.
Homesteading is huge.
Very rich state.
Yep.
We have our own power grid.
Mm-hmm.
But then we can't. It's just so backwards. I don't understand how this is what it is. I don't get it. It's
Right. I
where's
think
the
what
money
we did
going?
speak about, and I'm sorry if this offends anyone, it's your opinions, and I have mine too. But Sheen brought it up that, like, it is. She said things have been different since COVID because they locked them in the gate. They didn't allow them to do certain things to the point where they don't get like her husband tried to bribe FedEx in another city to come out to their area to make money. You can't do that, okay? But on some real shit, she was like, we learned with COVID that like we were already living a lifestyle of self-reliance, right? And then
Right.
COVID happens and everybody wasn't prepared. But little towns like that prove you don't need others to come in and save you. I'm sure CFALs can say some shit on that. So she said, like, I've realized that there's things that I can add to a town, but little towns also don't shake up and change that much. So she can't really make them be better or want more. She can do things for the next generation, but she's still limited for who she is as a person who comes from California, which you're already going to be judged, just like you're going to forever, CFALs, be like, I'm from the West Coast. Oh, Cali? No.
Yeah, that's the
Fucking
thing.
life.
I don't know. I was talking to my family back home recently, and they were just telling me how ridiculous it is, especially right now. It's quote quote Lent season, right? So
Right.
my dad's given me his weekly weigh-in for giving up going to get the mail, which he did not do. I think he gave up chocolate, honestly.
Oh boy.
And he's
Well,
like, I lost
that's not
26
too hard.
pounds,
Just be out
this
of
and
it.
that. Well, my dad just is an asshole like that. Like he'll tell me that he's gonna give up something that he doesn't want to do already. He said he's gonna give up going to get the mail from the mailbox. I'm like, no, you will not do that because that will hurt my grandpa. So you're definitely not giving that up.
Right.
He's like, I'm gonna give up chocolate. And first he said he was gonna give up smoking. I said, that's a blatant lie. Try again. And so he just kept negotiating with himself until he could come to a compromise.
That's so funny. What would you say, even though you aren't practicing it? What would you say in your natural way you've done for your Lent to give up?
What have I given up?
Yes,
Oh,
naturally, like the universe said,
naturally.
blah.
Uh, I since Lent season or this
Hmm.
year,
Yeah, Lent season. Like
I
the universe made that decision. Let's just say, because I
I
think we all have something naturally.
yeah, there's probably two things. I'm trying to think of what the lesser of two evils are. Uh, online shopping as much.
Oh, good. That's good.
Although I've
Although,
had to get there's just so many rules right now. That I can't go anywhere. So I've had to get necessities, but I've definitely cut back spending
hmm
money um, for definitely responsible reasons. But I think it kicked in, honestly,
hmm
when Lent kicked in.
see, and I'm like, I think me, it's more internalizing other people's fucking problems. Like, I've totally just
Oh,
washed my hands
if
of
we're
shit
I thought we were
crazy.
talking naturally. I could
No,
go
that is
real deep on
naturally.
this
That
shit.
totally happened
Oh, I
naturally.
thought you meant
It
like a
just washed
habit
right
or
out. I was like, fuck that, man. Bye
that's what I'm
bye.
saying. Like if we're talking
Right.
stuff like that, then I
And I
could
haven't been
say
shopping either because I have big goals, big goals. So,
as yeah, we're on that have to catch up to encourage each other point right now. For
right. No,
real.
and this is okay. We even talked about it in the astrology a couple weeks ago. It is real where we're at. We're at the total turning point. I smell spring in the air. It's like nice. I don't know how
Hmm.
you feel down there. I mean, we just got
No,
snow 2 days ago, but it's
it's
a slight
fantastic.
entrance.
But I feel like some people are late to their spring cleaning
Yes.
and they
Oh,
are
well said.
also
Or they're holding on to junk.
well they're well take this in because this applies to you and me.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Mm-hmm.
spring cleaning, and then there is also people that might have taken a vacation and then they come back and they get angry at the world. And
Well,
it's like,
because
why are you
they
mad?
can't change anyone. That's a control issue.
Totally understand. Get
Mm-hmm.
that 100%. But sometimes people take vacations from what they think the problem is when they don't realize they're the problem.
Yeah, people make their own decisions to walk away from drama. That's exactly what it is.
Absolutely.
Nobody has time for that. And like, if it's not
100%.
healthy for me, why would I encourage others to do the same? So then you disassociate from drama. That's the whole point of the
Absolutely.
game. I mean,
But
that's it if you want to read the instructions.
well, that's when I say it sounds like you have abandonment issues with yourself. Not to you, Rachel, but it
Yeah.
seems like uh bygones are bygones. If you can't reflect and let something go and then keep barking but not biting, don't get mad at the result.
I think most people learn those kind of behaviors past the age of like 2 and 3 because it's the
Yeah.
baby gate mentality. I've thought this for a long, long time on YouTube at least. And in my personal life, I practice what I preach. If it's not healthy or if it's toxic, and it can go both fucking ways. Like I definitely decide for me as an adult, which is what I was saying earlier, me and my friend had realized that like all this time we suffered in silence for a lot of things, and sometimes it was healthy. We had to nobody what did we say? We said earlier at another point, and we reminded each other, we were like, at some point you have to come back to a reality of like you couldn't figure it out without removing yourself. When you finally and it wasn't us, neither of us, but I couldn't solve her problems, and sure as fuck she couldn't solve mine. Like, and we didn't look for the other to make us be a better person because it wasn't our job to be ourselves. It was ourselves as people, as adults, because we weren't kids anymore. That's what the fuck it's as women, at least that's a total experience, but as in regards to like social situations, people have to take responsibility for who exactly they are, and then the others who leave their life, that's their choice,
I am
period.
totally aware of that. It's the fact that people again we're spring cleaning here and somebody is on vacation and then they come back and they're mad about the house cleaning that's been done and
Yep.
don't realize that they were the cobweb in the corner, but they
Yep.
still think that they belong there.
Exactly. What a well said statement.
They still think they belong there and they still haven't learned a lesson. And then they go as far as to even rehash an old wound that they inflicted.
Well, bigger fucking contrast of all of this is mostly people who are like that. And I can speak so many different hands right here of people I know like that. Don't have the friends long term like me and you do. That
Mm-hmm.
we don't have those kind of fucking problems because usually we take accountability for our own actions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so much that was not caught on my podcast, but I'll say right now that I practice right now in my life, which having good friends who actually aren't taking advantage of you or trying to manipulate or whatever the fuck else, or I don't even know, it's brain
No,
fuck.
you're right on. It's just very hard to know you as a person and have done things and knowing the situational differences that have happened to hear the very unvalid cobweb that wants to have problems again
It's
and not take
expected because
accountability.
they like the warm house they used to live in.
I don't think they ever lived there though. That's the
They thought
problem.
they did.
They were just a
They
visitor
did. They were exactly.
and they didn't even
When you're
know what to
unwelcomed,
do
you've
with their
been removed.
space.
Because it's just it goes so much deeper than
Yes, I know.
few words said. But I'll say, I know that I have real friends. Like, I looked her in the eyes to Jessica and I was like, girl. And she felt the same way. And we had spoken about it the night before. And I have to speak on something very briefly, which is just wild. The universe just gave me this as a gift too. Who knows? But I mean, at the same period in time that we left off on my podcast, I had at my friend's hotel, the next door person that was there is somebody I grew up with who knows my mother as well as, if not more, than the person I've mentioned named Kiri. So it
Right.
is even a closer group of friends that just happened on the same. I mean, literally, we checked into her room and we were walking to go change to go into the pool. And then somebody said my name out in the hallway, and I did not recognize her at first. And then when I did, all I could say to her was, I love you, I love you, I love you. Because fucking how can the universe give me two of my best friends who got
Because
me
you
through
need
life?
them. You need them right now.
That's huge.
There's a lot of
And I can't share her content, but I'll say this. She's got 16,000 followers on TikTok. I'm
uh
proud to fuck of her. So that says a lot. And she's in sobriety, and she's somebody who doesn't fucking need to lie and play games about if the fuck she's sober or not. Hello. Welcome to the
correct.
real
Keep on
world.
that track and
Yep.
refer to that cobweb.
That's the real facts I'm
And
bringing up. That life's
you,
funny.
Miss Lady, you know your strains
I know my
and
fucking worth. That's the facts.
you're
I'm
the
not of
lady of
that
many
low
things.
quality fuckery.
You are, I trust me, I know. Some people just
And I'm
have
not going to say
no
that
clue.
I don't see people go through progressions in their life. That's not the excuse anymore. If you never change, then you've never
No,
changed.
but here's the thing. You can always change a different shade of a color. You'll never be a different color. And if you are, I don't want to know who you are.
Well, you have roots. So either
You do.
admit the fucking roots or you're lying and you're not a blonde.
Or you never find the
I'm not a blonde.
roots
I am
and you
brunette with
just
bleaches.
become an egotistical jerk
Right.
and build a wall so high you can't even look at yourself because that would just defeat the whole purpose.
Right. No, and like you said, I agree with you on so many levels that there are funny things that think that they deserve to be in your life to sabotage your happiness. And that is not exactly what a friend is or
No,
anybody I want to know or
you're right.
remember knowing.
I think that this relationship is more being forced and that nothing
Oh, it
was
never was a
rectifiably done.
relationship. It was a situationship. It's exactly what they wanted it to be because they weren't real. So facts are facts are facts. Are you there? I don't know if I lost her, but yes, I know that the rest of this month is going to be great, and that the positive things that have going on my podcast, along with the other platforms I'm working on right now. If you come back, Brennan, let me know. I think I'm going to kick her so she can come back because I don't know what happened. How do we do that? Remove from stream? Nope. Okay, she'll be back. The positive things that I have planned for the podcast and even for merch, because I'm working with Heather B and the lovely Witchy Sisters brand to get some more content put together in the right way to share with you guys. And when I was hanging out with my lovely friend Jess, we were mentioning t-shirts too. So she has a whole brand and a hashtag that I did not bring up fully, but it is in the short. If you go and check out the short, you can see it. Like I said, she kind of naturally back in the day was doing branding and all the other stuff with also being very socially minded. Like I said, she did want to go to the Peace Corps. She was like wanting to go help people with their water systems way back in 2001, as far as I remember. So that's saying a lot. And a person who is knowledgeable as she is so much with the music side of things. And even we had discussed that she was part of the raver community for a period of time, which did introduce her to drugs very openly, which I'm so proud of her. She never got down the rabbit hole. Hang on, everybody, 1 second. Sorry about that. So expect to see that 16-minute clip broken down to a total of probably 5. I don't know how much of it is usable. Like I said at the earlier part of this podcast, hopefully you guys can hear this, because when I download it again, I'm going to try to put it onto my podcast. I've been trying to for the last fucking 3 hours, basically. I hope Brennan's coming back. I don't know if she is or not, but I'm going to have to probably get off of here if she does not. If you guys are still in the chat, please let me know. And I appreciate Heather B being here. Yeah, I agree with that. 100% Heather. Yep. I need to look into that Kia Sorrento. I agree. So, Tuesday is when I'm going to have my son back in school. Oh, it died. Is she coming back? She's coming back. Okay. Hold on a second, everybody. Sorry about that. I want to grab more coffee, but it is not made, I don't think. Let me see. Hang on, everybody. I'll be right back. Hey, Fetters, how are you doing? This was a clarification video, so you absolutely should watch it from the beginning, because I had a video that I tried to premiere today and it was fucking horrible. And all of it for 1 hour and 13 minutes was just mute. It was an imaginary podcast. It was an April Fool's, and almost felt like. Unbelievable. So, and Brennan was popping on and we got disconnected because of her phone. So yeah, I am just like, I see very fucking clearly. Let me just be like that on the whole other stuff to do with what we were talking about before we got disconnected. Thank you for being here, Fetters. I appreciate you. I hope you're doing awesome, mister. I heard you were sick again. Why the fuck do you keep getting sick? Gotta eat oranges. Eat some apples. Smoke more ganja. Anyway, I'm at a point now where I just don't have the fucking time. Yeah, it's totally worth it because I explained a lot of shit we talked about, and I think you would agree with me on the California side. Let me reiterate this. Please, I would love your opinion. Fuck, you could even come up here if you want for a second. You have a bad liver? Oh, no. Well, fuck. Keep us all posted. I'm sorry I'm way behind. I've been out of the loop. I've been so busy with everything. But yeah, do you feel like California is not just politically, I mean also physically looks totally different? Like some people have an idea of the 1970s version of California where that doesn't really exist anymore. The My Girl effect, that doesn't exist anymore. And the 1996 fucking Snoop Dogg mentality doesn't really exist anymore. Now it's more so like politically correct in the way of you will get a stimulus check if you live there and you put yourself into the census and the fucking political system, and you will um pay way too much money for an apartment or a place just because they can. They will slide fees in there. It's just no longer the feeling of driving down and seeing palm trees and smelling the air anymore. That's what me and my friend had went to. She remembers the chemtrails being like completely a thing in Orange County and being like, this is a straight line. This is fucking weird. This can't be fucking good what we're breathing. Like, she remembers the cars being broken into way fucking more. Okay, no problem. I feel bad that her phone died. Like it's my fault. I don't know. I'm tired. So I'm like, coffee. I left California because I was pregnant in Long Beach and thought, nope, we're not fucking staying here. And I was in a city where the person I was pregnant with, he would have easily come and started drama. He didn't live there, but he would have come there. And so I left the city for lots of reasons and wanted the peace and quiet for my son to be raised in. So I went back to Colorado. But at the time, I was leaving Los Angeles, and my friend, who I did the interview with, that did not work out, but my friend, she left 29 Palms, Wander Valley, basically. The zip code is 29 Palms, but technically she's in Wander Valley on the border, and or where her property was. And she said that it just felt like they were forcing, because she had a child, they were forcing the vaccines and everything else at that time. And she was just uncomfortable with the politics there, and that even the collectives were closing down constantly, which is something I went through. I was like, why the fuck are they always being raided? The whole thing for me no longer was the dream. And I don't know if you could ever recreate the dream, because I remember being at the beach, feeling it being nice, beautiful, wonderful. And then the next couple of years were like fucking trash on the beach. I'm sure the trash was there, but I saw it a lot fucking more, you know? I don't know if you feel me on that. I would love your input on that. But it's what we had a literal conversation on too, that she left, moved to Montana, where it's like more so everybody has to be realistic. You have to know your fucking neighbors, because if you don't, that's when you have problems. That's when you die in the cold, metaphorically and physically. So, geographically, my friend will probably be moving. We're talking very heavily that she was probably going to move closer to me, even between her family and where I live, in between. No worries. And so we're hoping that that does happen for content reasons. I was able to at least get 16 minutes of video, so I have to edit it though, and then hopefully we can do a follow-up interview and potentially in sections, because she's got some really good pointers on even purchasing land, which is why I shared all of what I have today on this podcast, because I think not just for myself as being a person to share you guys, you know, the lovely information she always gives me or has influenced me over the years. But she, in her own words, she as a creator, she just doesn't see herself in that way. It's more of a self-expressionist, like expressionist dance and everything else to do with that. But and characters, she loves to dress up. So it wasn't odd ever for us to be playing music and painting, and her, you know, face painting at the same time, or drawing on her pants or her legs hanging out. That was not a strange thing at all. She is somebody I've went to many raves with we were talking about um, a steamroller that a friend of hers had that we had at a rave. And the steamroller apparently had finally gotten stolen in California. And then she just felt totally different about all of it. Like at that point, it was like, come on now. Like this woman had lived her in Anaheim at that point her whole life and had been all over the world. But of course, the steamroller gets stolen in her own city where the thing had traveled, you know? How many raves had it been to? I mean, how many times could it had been stolen? So the mentality of just the people even there are so different versus what it used to be. In 2005 when I first went there, and being my friend was from Orange County itself. She was born in Colorado but lived in Orange County from like 3 on. And even in San Clemente, which is close to Laguna Beach, the San Clemente experience, she just never fit in because she was like not a boozy bitch and not maybe bohemian, but not the one who had name brand shit. She loved vintage and being more so, I would say, Venice Beach style, but she never lived there. And I remember back in the day when I would look for places to live, my friend Jess would be like, "Do not move to Venice because it's still dangerous." Like she at least was open-minded. But when we did party in Los Angeles, we'd go to West Hollywood because I don't know, the vibes, the music, the experience was better, a lot cheaper. So, is she coming up, girl? They're all leaving me hanging. Look at this shit. No good. I need to warm my coffee up. I'm going to mute you people or I will not enjoy my coffee experience. So I will be right back. All right, I've made it back with the coffee. It is not burning, but it is warm. Good about that. Yeah, honestly, if and when I get my new vehicle, that's the first place I'm going to go visit is Montana because I have driven a Toyota Corolla up there, but that was dumb in November. Not fucking safe with racing wheels. I don't know how I did it. I don't even know how I did it. There were some moments that were iffy, I'll say that. But then again, I feel like to have a vehicle that's safe enough. I mean, I'm at this point, like, does a Hummer fucking do it? Is that what we need? Look at a Hummer with my fucking logo on the back. Trust me. It's going to happen. But I don't know. I'm just way fucking against Jeeps for some reason. I don't know. I've never seen anybody be happy with them. They end up fucking breaking down. More than a Ford, I would say. I know Heather had mentioned in the chat this Kia Sorento. I need to look into that, but Brennan had shown me some cars. I'm just at a point where I have way too much that I need to do with the vehicle, not only to look at land. I'm hoping, honestly, to have my house sold in the next 2 years, which will very much happen because there's always a market for these houses. But thankfully, before my friend had came into town, I had been doing a lot of remodeling, and I have like my kitchen almost like seriously like 95% done. I have to just touch up some spots. I actually just ordered my second refrigerator, which I'm super excited about. Because if you guys don't know, basically my kitchen's set up so I have counter space everywhere. I don't have a big refrigerator. And I'm excited because this is the glass one. Hopefully Amazon doesn't fuck me over because I got it really fucking cheap, but I'm excited. There are some things I gave up, but there's like this beautiful little basket that pulls out. I'll give you guys a tour when it happens, but yeah, finishing my back cabinets is basically what I need to do now, and aesthetically it's so much better. So fucking much better. I can't wait to do cooking videos. I even like have these rustic lamps that are on my oven area now. I have to paint my kitchen hood soon, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot more steampunk than I expected. I'm pretty excited about it. So you guys will have to follow me on Instagram. I'm pretty sure on Miss Chronic Chronicles is where I'll post some of those teasers, and then the actual YouTube videos for those redos. I don't know where the fuck I'll put them. Who knows? Is she turning her phone on? I'm gonna roll up another joint, you know. And then I'm gonna drink my coffee and leave. I've been on here for 2 hours. It's amazing. My son got a bunch of new movies yesterday, so he has been happy about that. I don't know what the series is, but it's like this dog series that has, it's from the 90s. You guys probably know what I'm talking about, but I don't know. A Labrador, maybe. Pretty sure. Yay. Yay, yay. She'll know what I'm talking about, but it's like this dog that goes through different things. One time it was a basketball superstar. Now it's like, I think, riding a plane. I'm not fucking sure, but it's not a cartoon. It's a real dog, but he talks. He's super cute. And we got the 4th episode, and we will see. He's been enjoying that. And then Shrek Returns, I think, or something like that, or Shrek Forever is the other one he just got. We have a VHS and a DVD player, which he loves. But there we go. You're back. Your
Sorry,
phone
lady.
hates me. It's okay. Your phone hates me. I just get it. Been
I don't know
rejected.
what the fuck happened, honestly.
Could be StreamYard for all I fucking know.
No, my phone died, but it was just taking forever for it to come back on, and then
It
it was
sucked
just
the
playing
energy out of it.
games,
I
blase,
apologize.
blase.
So what is this movie I'm trying to fucking remember? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like the real dog. It's a real dog. Let me go fucking ask my son. I'll be right back. It's such a good movie. And it's really good for you guys.
A dog? Real?
I mean, I know what a real dog is, but I'm not sure what she's talking
No,
about.
I don't know if it's a dog or a doll.
I know. All right, we got it. It's called Air Bud.
Airbud, yeah.
And there's like 4 episodes.
Oh,
He
that's a
just got
movie.
it's so cute. He just got the new one. So we went to our thrift store local because I like to go every couple of few. Because I actually just sold $140 worth of stuff that I had bought a couple of months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's like prom dresses and stuff like that are really good to invest in if you're going to do a resale. And hang on one second. I got to shut my door. Hang on one second.
Okay.
I'm sorry, we have a windstorm and my screen door likes to slam. So,
That's okay.
but yeah, this dress I found was like, I don't know, I got it for $8 and I sold it for 60. So that felt great. And
I
then
remember when I used to make mums, like for homecoming and stuff.
right. You made your
That
own?
I made them for people.
Mm.
They would custom order them.
I used fucking iron-on tape and those little beads you could buy from Joann's. I made some dresses. Look like togas. They were great.
Well, see, I feel like in Texas, the money is like in the mums and the garter belts because everybody wants like the
Uh,
triple mums when you go to homecoming,
uh-huh.
or the big horseshoe ones. Like they're expensive.
Right.
Heather, I think, knows what I'm talking about. I know you do too.
Well,
More here, it's like the lapels, like the roses and the little wrist things. But here, it's
did you
like
have a sweet
huge.
16?
Oh yeah. Did I?
Yes.
I did not. I got
You
a
did
car, but
not.
no.
No.
I was in between homes, remember? I was kind of on my own.
God. Because that's a big fucking deal. Like,
It is.
I have to say, that's something I like about being Southern. I'll give you that.
Oh no, it's not the fact that that wasn't the case and it wasn't planned. It's just the fact of the situation of my life
Yep.
at the time.
See, when I was 15, I had a sweet 15 and I paid for it. I had a big ass hotel party.
Yeah,
It was
I
a
got
big
a
deal. I
car.
don't know. I don't know why I did that. I spent a lot of money. It was fun.
Oh God. You know what is so wild about this? We were just talking about my bougie cousin yesterday that lives back home that had the $100,000 wedding at St. Louis Cathedral
Right.
and has had all the bougie things like the baby showers, the sprinkle baby showers when you have a second baby. It's called a
Oh
sprinkle
boy.
shower. Um, it's a thing. I went to her debutante ball. Um, yeah, it's
I
extra.
can't even. Okay, I'm going to say this right now. I didn't bring it up with Jessica, but I can honestly say I never felt like I needed a second, like, housewarming party. You know what I
Well,
mean?
the
Like, that
thing
shit's fucking
is,
ridiculous.
well, okay, it depends though. If you have a child with one person or another person, the other person deserves to have that experience too.
Right. I get that. I get that. No,
I
but
gave zero fucks.
kids are a thing, but like the overdone party. I don't know. I was
Oh
confused
God, I
even
had
when I was
anxiety.
pregnant
I had
why the
anxiety.
fuck we were doing it before the baby was born because I
Well,
was all about returning shit, you
I
know?
got pissed off because I had 4 baby showers with my first one, and one of them had 75 people. It was a couples, and then one that was I was the most miserable was the day after my birthday. And of course, you know, my oldest is 10 days after me, so I was
Right.
miserable at this shower. um the other one I had 2 days after she was born because she was 2 months early.
Right.
I
You
literally
guys
went.
can hear that in her interview if you go
Yeah, I went
to
to
my
my baby
channel.
shower 2 days after she was born because there was nothing else I could do. I just she was where she was and I couldn't, you know.
Right.
What do? You just try to keep being normal, I guess.
I hope that in the future I can have like a mom's chat. I actually didn't push it very much on the chit chat with Jess, but I was like, I'm really glad that you can support me as a canna mom. And she's like, I'm a canna mom
Absolutely.
too. She's like, I smoke every day. I just don't smoke as much as you anymore. And she's like a one hitter kind of for like
Uh,
5 hours. I can't go like that. Oh my God.
I love lamp. I would if I
Right.
could.
No, but
That's
I
all I
think
gotta
as a
say.
mom who feels very strong about homeschooling and whatnot, the only reason her
Yes,
kids are not homeschooled is because the
because
school
she's on the
system's
board,
great
right?
and she's part of it. Yeah.
Right. Well, here's the thing. This is the best part. So, for alleged purposes, it's alleged story, and I, or somebody I know, may have allegedly had to go take a full screen to show that I don't have cannabis in my system, which I think is hilarious.
You're just a
So,
silent supporter. That's what that is. You
but
don't have to actually partake to be a
you're
supporter.
correct. But that's I I love it so much, and I know I can't do it, but I still um
You
definitely had to
support
prove I
Canon
didn't.
moms. You're not sitting here judging us and being like, because I don't.
No,
Yeah, that's the positive in this. That there
no,
is,
I would if I could.
honestly, like, I'm somebody that believes that there should be more access to even children on like their growing pains and whatnot, salves and things like that should be available because they don't hurt your kids. That's not something we can purchase over the counter,
Oh
you know,
God.
for our kids. Like, that's sad to say, even if it had a higher dose THC. Like, I can't go to my collective and buy rubs and put them on my children, you know, that or someone else's either. It's sad. That's something I wish would change. And we were talking about how the national parks where she's at also affects even her smoking
Huh?
because she's in an area that's close enough. Now they're not in it, but they're in it. So her
Right.
owning, having it goes against what's legal in their state because I didn't know it, but she said it's recreational now, which is crazy because the last time I'd been up there 5 years ago, I personally had talked to some of the town people. I was a cigarette smoker at the time, and it was a weird experience. We talked about this on the podcast
Mm-hmm.
that the people there saw me smoking a cigarette and were like, "Thank you," and I was like, "Excuse me," and they're like, "It's nice to see another one." And I was like, "What?" Because they don't like seeing people with a joint. That it happens, but
What?
they get insulted. Montana at that time was like that, and
Oh
now it's
wow.
like a 5 hour drive with illegal goods, you know. And so that's not something that she has the idea to partake in. She has to completely do it when she can, but so it's not something she depends on, like I do
Well,
as a medicine, which is
I
totally big,
I think
you
it
know.
I if I legally could, I would every
I
day.
think it helps. That's actually what we were saying. It helps everybody in one way or another. I think what we've done, and I'm going to just state here because she will talk about this in the future, and I'm sure you could touch on it, and I'm sure even Fells has points, even Heather. But there is a placebo effect with cannabis only by calling it recreational because it is more medicinal than it ever has been, and it always will be. You can't undo that.
I
That's
think
what it is. It's flipping it back to like making it seem like, oh, I'm so fucked up. Well, maybe you just smoked a good strand, but like you said, the green fever. See, Fowls, have you ever had it again, like lately, other than maybe an edible?
he hasn't had anything lately.
No,
Like,
I'm saying like in your past, see,
oh,
Fowls,
I
have
don't know.
you had
He's not
since you've
around.
been a real smoker?
He's not around right at the
Ah,
moment.
damn. Ask him anything for us. I'm
I'm,
serious. Like, I don't think the only thing I've ever done is like had too much of a concentrate in a dab form or in a
oh yeah,
edible.
there's oh no, I I'm telling you, it's the things that I have gone through for not being breaking the law per se,
Right.
and
Right.
then to have to turn around and like
Prove that
legitimately
you're not
test
even doing
for
it. I
these
get
things.
it.
It's like, wow, I'm going to be so happy when all this comes back and it shows that I followed the law.
Well, time will tell. That's the facts. You have nothing to hide.
I do not.
That's why you're even here on a public forum not ashamed of who you are, not unabashful
No.
about anything.
And I've been very, 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 very vocal that there is absolutely
I think what we do, me and you, Brennan, is we mirror what real living is, and that is like actually accepting your own flaws before anyone else can point them out. That's just it.
yeah, you're
We're not the
absolutely right.
ones sitting here hiding anything. We don't have to play a game with the people that are out there. It just really it boils down to that. Like, we're smarter than the average fucking bear because
Right.
we don't live a fake life. This is what real living feels like when you actually even love your flaws sometimes. Your flaw can be that others don't see you.
Right.
Can't convince them to see
That's
you.
not my
Well, oh
problem.
well. Not gonna try.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier with all
Yep.
of this spring cleaning and
Oh,
cobwebs and
100%.
everything. It's like certain people, might have dug their own grave and disappeared, but at the same time, you can't come back and ask why that cobweb's still not there and ask questions about it. It's very odd.
Yeah, spiders don't come back and talk.
No.
That's the whole point. They've been dead
Yes.
in the vacuum cleaner. I suck them away. I don't hit them. I just suck them away. It was so swift. They didn't even know it was. All of a sudden, they were in a tunnel. I wasn't there. Are you there? Did I lose you? I think it muted out. Damn it. To the technology world.
What happened?
I don't know. We have issues. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Hold on, let me move my chair. I'm on half of a joint right here, and then when I finish this joint, we're gonna wrap it up.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah,
But
I've got to check on my peeps and
right. But don't you agree that there is no need to even like waste time and energy and space to like dig up? You don't dig up the grave while you know it was dead. You don't eat the vomit while you threw it up. That's
oh
what
yeah.
happens.
The problem I'm seeing is that people taking something that was genuine and
Yep.
pure and then ruining it themselves
Yep.
and then blaming somebody else.
That's when you know they're a child. That's why you don't
Correct.
fuck with them.
Yes, facts.
I mean, if you have to be, if I've learned that as an adult, if you have to ask others what you've made the decision yourself, then I'll be, or if you need permission from that fucking abuser or fucked up person, then damn, you got bigger problems than that person even started with you.
Well, that's the
It's
thing. If
being an
nobody is
adult.
ever wrong, I mean, ever, that's a problem in itself.
Hey, I admit openly, I miss Chronic Chronicles that I am wrong
Absolutely.
sometimes, and I'm okay with that because that's called being real.
You
It's
cannot,
fucking it.
yeah. The thing with my whole thing is just seeing people that are always finding the reason that it's your fault.
That's
And
because they
it's,
cannot take their own valid. Like reality is that I have chosen people in my life that I realized were not good for me. So
Mhm,
I wasted time and space and then walked away. Like the sound of a Suburban backing up. That's the sound of
absolutely.
it. I'm not here anymore because I've realized that they weren't anything I want to be a part of.
Oh, I know. And
Period.
like you have said many times, when you stop and block it, they will feel it. Now,
Oh,
if
it's
they come
done.
back around and if they're
Or
mad about that feeling, then
be
maybe
angry at my ancestors who were mobs. I don't know what to tell you.
that's nothing to be ashamed of. It's the behavior that got you to that point. You accept a lot of things. You don't judge.
No, I
You don't
literally,
judge
once
hard.
people show me who they are, I don't question it anymore.
Absolutely. But
I'm
the thing
done.
is if they're fake and then you find out about it, when you stop or block them, they'll feel it and it'll hurt.
Yeah. And usually blocking doesn't happen right away. It's
No.
usually me just not speaking to them.
Oh, trust
And
me, I
I am very
know well
proud of,
enough to
I
know that you
appreciate a good ghost. Let me tell you something, guys. I'm a good ghoster for the reasons I need to be because I could either hurt your feelings or just disappear. I
you
rather
can't hurt people's
disappear.
feelings. You can make them look at themselves. That's a
That's
different
what it
thing.
is. If you don't have me, then obviously if you never cared when you did have me, then you don't give a fuck obviously when you don't have me. And then if somehow it matters, it's that you're a narcissist and you want the power to have me, fuck you.
Well, just know that the ghosting effect does
Oh, it
work.
does make a bitch feel things. And actually, I've been ghosted myself too. But I appreciate a good ghost because a good ghost teaches you you don't need them and they don't need you.
Well, I
That's
think
it.
that this particular whatever hasn't realized the lesson yet. I don't think
Because
you've
he's
put
a
the block
child.
on hard
He,
enough.
she, and are indifferent is a child, as the weasel dicks go.
Well, I'm just telling you, I don't think that
Right.
they have felt it hard enough yet. They're
Because they're
still
still playing
floating.
games in their head. That's it. A game. It's a game. It's a hunting game. They don't give a fuck about the animal they kill. They let it rot there
Was it
before
one
they got
animal,
it.
two animals, four
I
animals,
think it's
eight
been
animals?
several. I told you guys my life story. You haven't even gotten to the real animal hunting. We'll talk about that. Just like that on the fucking 11th because
Okay,
I have seen some hunts. Like fuck, you stay out of the woods if you don't want to be hunted. Fuck
I'm aware.
that. Stay out the fucking woods. You stay away from negativity.
Yep.
I physically for my health cannot handle fake fuckers.
I'm
So I
aware.
don't even
That's why I tell you.
It's
That's
not
why.
my fault they're fake fuckers. I don't sit there and cry in my hands that if someone's a fake fucker. I just disappear from the fake fucker. And I encourage everyone to use that mentality because it's not your fault that people rob you. Do you go sit in therapy forever because someone robbed you? No, you pick up your fucking ass and call your bank and you cancel your credit card.
Oh, well, my friend.
Yes, we have
We
to go.
should catch up some other time.
Other
I'm
time,
super
space,
happy.
and reality.
Yes.
Yes. Well, everyone, do stay tuned. I'm sorry about the mix up. My fucking StreamYard's inconsistent. Big fuck you to them. And
Fuck you, StreamYard. Fuck
yeah,
you,
straight
Preemie.
up. Like you're supposed to make this easier. I see nothing. Okay.
They
But they
cannot
owe
use the
us
I owe
something.
you
I'll say
nothing
it like
motto.
that.
They
It's a
can't use the
little,
I owe you nothing motto
but
because you
I
pay
can
for
for
services.
them because
Exactly.
I've been paying for this shit. I didn't pay for
Exactly.
this. I want it back. Give me back my
Be
money.
like, listen,
Anyway.
the I owe you nothing does
Fucking
not
A.
work for
No.
you, StreamYard. You
Nope,
owe
not
me
for you.
money
You can't own the
and
hashtag. It's not
services.
on your screen, bitch.
Nope, nope, nope.
All right. Everybody have a good day. We'll all
Have,
talk soon. Thank you for being here.
have a
Bye.
wonderful afternoon, morning, night, wherever you are.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Brennan. Have a good
No
day, girl.
problem. You
Bye.
too.